We must go to Don Corleone.
This week on ABC, The Bachelor with Bill Clinton.
We actually did it. More than 100,000 physicians, and we're not through. I've done it since I was a boy, and I'm going to keep right on doing it until I can't do it anymore.
Bill Clinton as The Bachelor.
She wanted to bend over backwards. Yes, yes, yes. Do it, do it, do it.
Rectum.
9:01 at 560 WQM. Happy Monday to you, man. Can't you feel there's like something in the air?
I feel something.
I think it's that SARS.
Sorry.
No, there's something in the air, man. There's something really good on the horizon. We don't know what it is yet, but you can almost smell it. Maybe that's Mo's piece on the way out the door. Hey, Mo, wash that damn thing, will you? Everybody's starting to talk about it. Even Muff, when he came in this morning, said, man, did you smell that damn thing? You hear him? He said he said he thinks that he was sick all weekend long just from the aroma of that thing all last week. He just, keep that piece at home, okay, Mo? Keep the piece at home. We got some bad news, though, to start this week. Very, very bad news.
What, I'm back?
Oh, I forgot about that. We got two pieces of bad news. George is back. We had a great week without you, last week.
Yeah.
We did. Ripped you an ass.
Right.
And especially Beaner Boy. He
I
just
know.
ripped you, stabbed you in the back, and then, of course, Miguel went off there and took your $300 from Treasure Island. That seems to be the big story, the big contretemps this morning, is that Miguel was playing fast and loose with George's appearance while George was up there in North Carolina, thinking he was having a great time.
That I was going on
vacation. Little did you know that you were like sacrificing $300, which a schlepper little beaner like you can't afford to be doing.
No, I cannot. And he knew I was going to be gone, and he was going to be.
Well, that's why he moved in.
Right.
That's the smart way you do it.
Yeah.
You know that the enemy is going to be gone, and you move right in. Kind of like in Baghdad. But we don't want to get to that yet, because I'm in too good of a mood. Anyway, bad news, though. Hit the music. She's dead. Oh, little Eva's dead.
Are you going to just talk up?
She died?
Don't step on it. My good friend Dick Feinberg at Pompano Park says on Saturday night, you better start the show. Please start the show Monday with Little Eva and Locomotion. I said, why? Why, Dick? And he said,
She died?
And that's what he said. By the way, Brian Sears, thank you so much, even though you're not in town anymore. Boy, did he do a great job at Pompano Park or what? He put them all to shame. Nice going, Brian. You drove circles around him. Another big night Saturday. And Rich had the 4 over the 278 and the 7 that broke and ran into the 3. At any rate, you don't want to hear those things. Rich is still eating, by the way. Oh, I almost forgot about that. My good friend Derek, who's been lecturing me that I have to take care of Fat Rich and oversee and keep him alive. This is, I almost forgot this altogether. A grotesque story. Ordered a big piece of apple pie with whipped cream and gave about a third of it to Fat Rich after he had shoveled rolls and a steak and enough food to feed the Chinese army. Well, he said his blood sugar was a little bit low. You want to pick a date on the calendar for the fat man? Anyway, singer Little Eva, who as a teenager recorded the hit 1960s dance song, The Locomotion. The Locomotion.
Sorry.
Well, I tell you, we had such a good time without you last week. It was great. Has died after a long battle with cervical cancer. Her manager said on Friday she was 59. Just a veritable child. Now, all you punks out there who don't know who Little Eva was, well, shame on you. In fact, that inspired me. Either tomorrow or sometime this week, we're going to do another one of our famous music polls that the audience hates like poison. But it sure gets a lot of response on the phone. You know that?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it does that.
It really does. They'll be calling in from Ochapi and Tueg and all over the state.
Making all kinds of suggestions.
The best marginal, how do we say it? The best...
Obscure was good when you were saying that.
Yeah, the best obscure recording artist of all time. In other words, your favorite of all time who wasn't like a real big star.
When you mention him, nobody knows who you're
Somebody obscure like Elvis. Eva Narcissus Boyd died on Thursday at Lenore Memorial Hospital in Kinston, North Carolina. Manager Brenda Cape said, now is Kinston anywhere near where you were staying?
Lenore ain't too far if it's near that.
Well, I'll be damned. She had cancer. She fought it for a long time, Cape said. Boyd was working as a babysitter for songwriters Carole King and Jerry Goffman when they asked her to record a song they'd written called The Locomotion in 1962. I was living in Boston, Mass. on Commonwealth Avenue. I remember Bruce Bradley playing Locomotion on WBZ back in the days when radio was really great and Cheap Channel didn't own every goddamn station on the dial. Back when we had personalities. Remember those days?
No.
Probably not. Not unless you're old like me. We used to have, every radio station had big personalities, you know?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now you got the same half-dozen stupid-ass syndicated talking heads, the same pompous, which we'll get to the weekend poll in a moment. Boyd was working as a babysitter, and she recorded the song. The song was a hit for Little Eva that year and again for Grand Funk Railroad in 1974. Boyd had other minor hits, including Keep Your Hands Off My Baby in 62 and Old Smoky Locomotion in 63. I never heard that. Old Smoky Locomotion?
No.
She sang background for the Drifters, Ben E. King, and others. And the sad part of it is that they left out, she was the lead singer for a group called The Cookies, who had a big, big hit called Don't Say Nothing Bad About My Baby. Let's hear that. Oh, we don't have it?
No.
I bet you do have it there somewhere.
Probably.
Well, forget about it. Do you remember that song?
No.
Don't say nothing. You don't want to hear it. Cape said Boyd continued to work till October 2001 when she became 2 weeks from her illness to perform. She survived by 2 daughters, a son, 15 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. I'll be damned. Poor little Eva's dead, and we're pretty pissed off about it on this show. In fact, I think probably Magic is going to play all Little Eva all week in honor of that. I mean, it could get a little repetitious, but probably not more so than their usual programming. So guess who I ran into at the airport yesterday? I was leaving and he was coming back in. I'll give you 400 guesses.
Well, I know who.
Well, I told you before the show.
Right.
The Mad Dog.
All right.
And we had a little chat. He was a little red in the face from a few too many green lizards up there in Augusta. He said it was pouring outside and they were busy pouring inside all week is what he was saying. So the weather was horrible. You ought to see what's on the front page of the National Post here this morning. You'd be embarrassed. It'll make you feel better, though, just to prove it's not just America. Where's the headline? Here it is. A huge, huge picture. Weir makes golf history. Ah, that feels good. Here's a big picture because it's Canada's first man to take a major golf tournament, Mike Weir. And here's Tiger Woods putting the green jacket at the Masters on Mike Weir. That's the front page story on the right-wing National Post.
Great.
Is that pathetic? Yesterday I get a call here from Rimmer, your good, close, best personal friend.
Uh-huh.
He says, oh, and Weir's on the 17th, and he's giving me a play-by-play on golf. Boy, that phone hit the cradle so fast. I said, what are you doing? What is wrong with you, man? Golf. I came here to get away from people like you, and then the front page of the National Post here this morning's got a golf picture on the front page. Oh, but it's a Canadian, eh? Who gives a crap? It's golf. God, if there's one thing, I'm going to go on a crusade to eliminate golf. I'm going to make it illegal. If they can make smoking and everything else illegal, which we got a great smoking story, by the way. Did you see that story?
No.
I faxed it to you, but of course you're not paying any attention. Bouncer fatally stabbed in brawl of a New York City smoking ban in a Manhattan nightclub. We'll get to that and lots of other good stuff. First, the poll from over the weekend, which we had a spectacular response. In fact, my ego is growing by the second because we had 1,933 votes. That could be a record, at least in the post-Alien era. Don't you think?
At least.
When's the last time we had 2,000 votes on a poll on this show?
I remember
even the
having
weekend ones, huh?
Having 2,000 votes.
That is spectacular. 1,933. Well, I downloaded it, had 1917. Who do you think has the biggest ego, we asked, and winning? And I'll tell you, Mo, you're slipping, baby. If that piece on your head slips as much as your effect on the polls, you're going to be in big ass trouble. And speaking of big ass, Lard Ass Limbaugh wins the biggest ego, 379 votes. Mo Howard Davided, a very respectable second, gave him a run for his money, 349. I guess they don't know Mo like we know him.
No, Mo.
George W., 172. And then yours truly, Neil Rogers, 121, which I find most amusing, but I guess, a lot of people want to take a shot now because I'm unpatriotic, I'm a left-wing commie liberal, a pinko bastard, fag, whatever, That's okay. That's why we put it on there, 121, which is amusing to me since I have no ego, having worked on the air 27 and a half years in Miami. Howard Stern, 108. Donald Rumsfeld, 107. Hermann Goering Rumsfeld Jr., 107. The Humper, 73. By the way, who did not stop in to talk hockey with me at all last week. I feel wounded. You missed your big opportunity, Humper. And what did I tell you about the Bruins? No chance. They're going to go 4-out. How about those Oilers, huh?
Oh!
How about the Mighty Ducks? Oh! Brian Murray's Mighty Ducks. Let's talk some hockey, George. Geraldo Rivero, 67. Bill O'Reilly, 61. Steve, Mr. Ego Kane, 52. He would have done a lot better, but his audience voted all twice. 52 votes. George had 45, including the vote from his daughter. Well, that's embarrassing. She knows.
Yeah.
Big ego.
Sure.
Pompous ass. Nice going, Sabrina. Donald Trump, 44. Jennifer Lopez, 39. Boy, if her ego was as big as her ass, she'd have really done good. Rick Snatches and Oprah tied with 38. See a lot in common there. Talking about big ass. Larry King, 31. Alex Pinga Pequena, 26. OJ, 25. Rick Riley, 24. Castronova, 23. Let me say it again. Castronova, 23. You don't want to know why I said it again?
Why?
Because he likes repeating everything twice.
I see.
Whatever we do.
Mike Renner.
Wayne Hypinga and Martha Stewart tied 21. They both have a lovely do. Jim Rome and Madonna tied with 17. Phil Henry only had 11.
Are you sure?
Richard Pearl 4 and Emeril Lagasse 4. I guess these people have never seen Richard Pearl, huh? And the way he talks down his nose at everybody, that arrogant, sneering, oh man, they don't even know who that is. They would know Richard Pearl from Pearl Bailey, I'll bet. How
Pearl
is it
Bailey.
possible there's so many stupid people out there? Why, really, stop and think about that.
De-evolution.
Way to examine that. Oh, no, I'm talking about in America. How come it's so many stupid people?
We made it too easy.
Bothers the crap. I mean, I don't know too much, but I feel like a genius when I'm in America.
Maybe that's why.
Come here and I feel like... Really, I'm serious. It's 11 past 9. We got a big fat lineup today. We're going to take a whole bunch of calls on this show, and then the Mad Dog is back from Detroit and Augusta with a big fat red nose. He looked like Santa Claus. Really, I mean, he was red in the puss, and he admitted he'd had a few thousand green lizards, and yellow ones, and purple ones, and red ones. And those were the pills. Jim Mandich 1 to 3. The Humper, my good close friend who did not stop by to see me last week, and I feel really wounded. The Humper will be at Chula's at 3. Marlins on deck at 6:30. The Marlins at the Phillies 7:10 tonight. Any interest?
No.
Although pretty good crowds over the weekend for the Braves series. Were you there, Carlos? Oh, that's right. You would have had to pay. I bet you Miguel was there with some free tickets. Eddie K. following Marlins baseball, Joe and Mark overnight. There's the agenda. We set the table. The weather here is unbelievable. It's going to be 70 today, 79 tomorrow, and then 45 on Wednesday. Well, we're just getting a little taste, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the way you work your way into it. You get a little taste first, and then you dive headlong in. Huh? It's not a bad idea. You get just a little taste to give you a little tease in the beginning, and then when you're good and ready, you dive right on in. Like sticking your toe in the swimming pool, to see if the water's warm. It turns out to be real nice and toasty, and then sit around for a while and you jump right in. Anyway, speaking of jumping right in, I had a call at home from Fat Boy on Friday who wants that food from Balance for Life. Here's the answer for you in a short...
No.
That's it. No, we're not giving you the Beast food. And stop trying to dance on the Beast grave, Fat Boy. We already tried that game with Fat Boy. Did it work? No. And I'll tell you right now, I did Balance for Life for several days while I was down there, and guess what? 192.6 this morning. Not bad on my digital It Doesn't Lie scale. Huh?
All right.
Not too bad, considering not very long ago I was 202, and now it's 192.6 on your dial. You can lose weight the delicious, the easy way with Balance for Life, and take it from me, the food is better than ever. It is delicious. The Reuben wraps and the chicken salad wraps and the omelets and all the good stuff on there, the beef dishes and all kinds of great stuff. No cooking, no shopping, no cleaning. By the way, did Dr. Bob hang on over the weekend? Do you know he's in a coma?
I know. I heard he was in a coma. I don't know how he's doing.
Better check that out. That has nothing to do with this. No cleaning, no calorie counting, no carb counting, speaking of Dr. Bob. Just delicious food and real quick results on that scale when you try Balance for Life. They bring you all the food you need for the entire day. A little black sack that they drop right at your door at work, at home, at the massage parlor, wherever you're going to be by 6 in the morning. And inside your sack are 3 gourmet meals and 2 delicious snacks and a little bottle of water. And, of course, all the food is prepared fresh and delicious, the finest ingredients known to man. Nothing frozen, nothing prefab, no chemicals, and there's plenty of food to keep you satisfied all through the day, unless you're the Fat Boy. So pick up that phone and call me. The only choices you're going to have to make are between 2 for each day that you're on the program. Each meal, you have 2 choices for every meal, and you pick out whichever one you want. It's as simple as that. Let Balance for Life help you lose the weight and get your health back. Not just will you look better, you'll be healthier too. Call Balance for Life today, 954-568-3229. Even though we rip them an ass, the Beast has lost 60 pounds on Balance for Life and still going to lose a lot more or else. 954-568-3229, or check them out on the web if you like at balanceforlife.com.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Bing! You blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
Stuck all day in front of my TV. And I get mad at most of the folks I see. I think Dan Rather is nuts. And Peter Jennings, man, what a putz. If you want my vote, you should watch Lester Holt.
Oh!
He works all day on MSNBC, while Peter Arnett drives him up a tree. Shepard Smith's a major tool, and CNN's Aaron Brown is a fool. If you want my vote, you should watch Lester Holt. Well, he's so smooth, he puts me in a trance. He makes me feel funny in my pants. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gay, but I tell you, man, if I went that way, it'd be paradise, just me and Lester Holt. Champagne on ice and double like the deadbolt.
9:19 at 5. Well, that sure ends abrupt, doesn't it? I love that. 9:19 at WQM. Here's our first call of a great new week from Miami. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
George, get back on that inner tube. Get the hell out of town. Bring back Beaner Boy.
Okay, there's a vote for Beaner Boy. They hate you, George. I don't know what it is. Although you didn't do all that good on the ego poll. Huh?
No, small potatoes.
Now, what's the poll we did last week, Carlos, where George didn't win, but he came in? Did he win that? What was that poll? It was some kind of a negative, hateful, hostile. What was that? Oh, that's right. No, he did win. What sends you to the dial to change the station the fastest?
That's right.
Golf talk, hockey talk, George's voice. I mean, we had a lot of good choices on it, but I think you won hands down your pants.
All right.
The sound of George's voice sends them diving to the dial.
I'll shut up then.
No, don't shut up. Just, I'll let you know when to shut up.
All right.
Shut up. 5, 6, 7. Oh, see, Eric's not wasting any time. I'll tell you, Carlos has got him on the ball. Man, the heavy-duty competition now that Beaner Boy's doing such a great job with our website. He didn't waste any time getting up this new poll this morning. It's on over 11 votes already. Can you believe that? We haven't even announced it yet. It's already got 11 votes.
I voted.
Which of these things will you remember the most about before we get to that? See, I got too much stuff on my plate. You know, that's like Fat Boy's problem. Too much stuff on his plate. That's why he removes it and shoves it all down his fat puss. You make me sick, Fat Boy, and don't you ever call me again at home, you idiot. What a moron. Hey, Pally, can I have that food? No. I don't care if the beast balloons up to 600 pounds. We're not feeding you. We already tried. See, if we wouldn't have tried it once, I'd say, oh, well, something to think about. Why not? But we tried it once. And he not only ate all the food, he was even eating the plastic containers that the food comes in. And the black sack. Said, hey, Fat Boy, where's your black sack? Oh, ate it, Pally. Eat this, you jackass. But anyway, not only Little Eva was a great obscure recording artist, but the other one that immediately came to my mind was somebody who they named a pancake house after.
International?
No, yeah, Eddie International. Carl Perkins.
Oh.
Yeah, International. Well, I think the guy was right. Shut up, George. Which of these things will you remember the most about this Iraq attack, we asked? I've got, I think, 8 great choices on there. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, which we have a story on our website today, which we'll eventually talk about, that was a staged photo opportunity.
No.
And didn't I make the comment at the time, Beaner Boy, that it didn't look like there was too many people there?
Yep.
Well, they show the aerial photo, and there's nobody there, really. There's a handful of people.
Well, they were scared.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
No, they were busy looting. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, rescue of the POWs. Let's hear it. We got those 7 POWs, which all of us are very thrilled about that. Another great photo op for the president, but nevertheless, we're happy about that. The looting and the chaos, the thousands of dead and wounded people, the great job by our military, the biased reporting, cheerleading by our media, the Iraqi information minister's daily comedy. I'll tell you one thing, you won't be missing him for long. The rumor around the station is he's replacing Mo, morning show, the Iraqi information minister. Would you think that's a great idea?
Sure.
Oh,
He'll
man.
get a number.
More humor in the first 30 seconds than Mo's had in over a year now, except for the piece, which you can't see on the radio. If we had like a webcam for the Mo show, that would put him over the top. No, everybody in town would tune in just to see which piece he was wearing and how it was hanging on that day. How's it hanging, Mo? Right over my left ear. The Iraqi information minister's daily comedy, or the Saddam doubles doing photo ops, like the chubby clown Saddam that was out there meeting and greeting and kissing little babies, the ones who are still alive. So there you go. There's our poll for the week. I hope that nobody was grossed out by those pictures that Carlos put on our website. I begged him, please don't put that on there. But he went ahead and did it anyway. Didn't I beg you no, people needed to see that stuff, as grotesque and horrible as it was, because the mainstream media aren't showing you that, and that's really what war's all about. Not just this war.
Downer.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want you to see that. We just want to see the Operation Iraqi Freedom. That was so well planned out. I don't want to get started. Here's our other call. It's from Boca. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Paul Casanova was stealing your materials today.
Yeah.
He did
How unusual.
about the biggest penises in Hollywood. And then
This
he
is
played
Reverend
a
Jones.
song.
Yeah.
Don't you have a song that's called
Yeah, it's
Tina?
Reverend Jones. Oh, brother, sure not wasting any time, are they? Are they wasting any time?
No.
Thanks a lot, Reverend Jones. Nice hearing from you. He's okay. I like him. I hate to admit it, but I mean, some chronics. Oh, and speaking of chronics, don't send me any faxes from any chronics. Schmidt can them immediately.
Okay.
And we'll not be mentioning their names ever again on the show.
I've already done a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Toward the end of the week, as the pressure got greater and greater, we were starting to get those people need some serious assistance. Not that I needed to tell you, because you wouldn't have known whether I was there or not, but I'm not there. I'm in TO, and I'm very happy about it, and it's blue skies and a beautiful day coming up here, and I got the window open, and it's just great. Got a little of that SARS virus coming in the window.
Yeah.
But, I didn't, but so whatever, there's no sense in wasting it, because George isn't going to relay those faxes to me anyway, and they'll never even see. I won't even glimpse the writing so I can Schmidt can it myself personal, see?
Wasting one sheet of paper is bad enough.
Yeah, but wasting a pair. That's what I told Miguel. I said, what a waste of a pair. He ran out of there. Hey, Miguel, George is really pissed off at you. There's going to be a scat fight in the hallways when I'm hearing.
I got the
So
bucket.
he just kind of pulled a little,
I don't know what happened. I know that he knew, and he went out, and he left like he was going to go do something about it, but I thought it was going to be...
He did something about it.
Obviously,
He did.
Right.
You were going to be gone, and so he scanned the appearance of the $300 from Treasure Island, and also probably got something there, too. His girlfriend might listen, although I doubt it. He's probably got her tied up in a closet somewhere.
Fiance.
68 votes already? I just sat down here. Do I have to admit that my clocks were wrong? I got up this morning thinking it was 6:10 and it was 7:10.
Oh well.
Well, 6:10's bad because that's WIOD 6:10. It cannot be 6:10 anywhere that I am. It was 7:10 because I forgot to set the clock set when I got here yesterday. By the way, hi to Helen and Aileen and all my good friends at Air Canada. I had to change my clothes 3 times. They peed over me so much yesterday in the airport. Which of these things do you remember most about this Iraq attack? The biased reporting, the cheerleading by our media, 23. Oh, speaking of our media, here's CBC.
Giant Rogers.
See, even she's talking about me already. The Iraq Information Minister's daily comedy, 13. That was special.
Yeah.
The thousands of dead and wounded people, 10, which was also special in a sick way. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, 9. Those great photo ops, especially that one in particular in the middle of Baghdad. I did a play-by-play on that last week while you were gone.
Yeah?
It was great.
Oh, I should have.
The great job by our military, 8. The looting and chaos, 2. The rescue of the POWs, 2. And the Saddam doubles doing photo ops, 1. Come on, the clown deserves better than that. The clown Saddam, he was almost as funny as the Iraqi information minister. He was a hoot. With that big smile on his face, just a real happy-go-lucky guy. Oh, yeah, this is Saddam, really. Anybody believe it? No, but he's a funny guy.
They're going to shoot me. Yay.
Yeah, he's just out there in the open. You see the clouds in the background, the clouds of smoke and the dust and the oil burning. Yeah, he's just a friendly kind of guy. By the way, remember the Savak and the Shah of Iran? Somebody mentioned that to me yesterday in the airport I was chatting with.
Right.
The Shah of Iran. Which, of course, the public overthrew him because he was every bit as bad as Saddam. And then they got the Ayatollah in there, and then we had to get Saddam in there to fight the Ayatollah, and now look what it's led to. And by the way, you Syrians, you're next. Oh! Yeah, we're going to get your ass. See, this is really the search for weapons of mass destruction. We're going to keep looking. We're going to tumble country after country until we can find some. 927 at 560 WQM. I'll tell you, if you're on a search for some real bargains, I'll tell you where to find them. The bargains are at the Swap Shop with over 88 acres chock full of bargains from indoor and outdoor vendors. The Swap Shop is the busiest retail location in the world before daylight, and at night, the Swap Shop has the world's biggest 13-screen drive-in movie theater featuring great first-run movies. Why do so many people shop at the Swap Shop, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Because no place else can you see millions and zillions of dollars worth of brand name merchandise at flea market prices. And everything you buy at the Swap Shop is guaranteed. Free admission, free parking 7 days a week. The Swap Shop's the cheapest place in the world to shop on Thursdays. Be a free buyer or free seller every Thursday. Free garage sale space before 5 a.m. and Mondays like today all day long. All of these things waiting for you at the Swap Shop on Sunrise Boulevard between I-95 and the Turnpike. Call 954-791-SWAP. Don't miss the free $1 million 3-ring circus 7 days a week. You can smell it 10 miles up the road at the Swap Shop. 954-791-SWAP.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Just sit right back and you'll hear the tale of Peter Arnett, the bumbling morning reporter said the stupidest thing yet. He goes on Iraqi TV and talks out of his butt. Now he can work the drive-thru at the Baghdad Pizza Hut. Should have kept his big mouth shut. NBC has heard enough. They can't this idiot. People seem to want him dead and roasted on a spit. The Senate had a fit. Peter Arnett's just another big mouth with a mic, like the Dixie Chicks and Martin Sheen, Tim Robbins and his wife.
Oh, God.
Those movie stars, the professor at Columbia, they should get a life. Next thing we'll see Peter with a turban on his head, hanging with Saddam Hussein at the Yungasar Club Med. Peter says he'll disappear to an island far away. We should drill holes in his boat so Arnott has to stay. The folks at MSNBC have finally had enough. I guess they're sick of his anti-American stuff. I won't miss his comb-over or his off-yellow teeth. He sounded like he was snorting cocaine with Yasmin Bleeth.
It's a 933, 560 WQAM. Look what's winning on a poll, the biased reporting. I wonder how come on the American networks we didn't hear very much at all about the fact that 90% for the first several days after like Tuesday and Wednesday last week, the first several days after that with all the looting and the chaos that was going on, or as Don Rumsfeld said, the untidiness after the war, the untidiness. Oh my God, what a pile of crap. Yeah, the untidiness. Has he got away with words or what?
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is 90% of the hospital workers, well, first of all, they were looting the hospitals and taking out the mattresses and anything else they could get their hands on. But 90% of the hospital workers were afraid to show up for work because they were afraid to leave their homes. They were staying home because anybody who left their house when all that hysteria was going on, they'd come home to an empty house if it was still standing. How do you like that?
Yeah.
So obviously the planning was really very thorough and very good in terms of what we would do once we got there. And just like Hamid Karzai said, in Afghanistan, you wait, you'll see the same thing there. We hope not, but I have a feeling he might have his thumb on it. Here's the facts from Shabir in Miami, who says, there is new meaning to shock and awe in Iraq. Bush administration, especially DR, Donald Rumsfeld, and his neocons in the Pentagon have given a new phrase, winning the hearts and minds of Arabs and Muslims with shock and awe. First, we bombarded them and killed untold numbers of civilians, and as soon as they occupied Iraq, then they decided to send Franklin Graham for Good Friday services for our troops.
Oy!
Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't.
Billy Graham's son?
Nope.
This is the same Franklin Graham who called Islam an evil religion and used all kinds of derogatory words for the Prophet Muhammad. He ought to be given a real warm welcome over there, I'm sure, wouldn't you that? Yeah.
Warm and fuzzy.
The Pentagon's even considering allowing Franklin Graham Ministry to take humanitarian aid to the people of Iraq and provide more evangelical gospel mixed with a few morsels of rice and wheat. Matter of fact, speaking of Richard Pearl, the CBC last night showed one of the interviews they did a couple of weeks ago with him. And he was talking about the New World Order and about how they asked him, they said, well, what about, he's talking about exporting American values all over the world. And they said, well, what about the 2/3 of the world that doesn't share American values? He said, well, we either have to keep our distance or hope that in time we can bring them around to sharing our values. Mm-hmm. Well, what is that?
We have ways.
Yeah, we have ways of making you share our values whether you want to or not. Anyway, it goes on, Shabir's fact says, this is what we called in modern history, how to win hearts and minds with shock and awe. Arabs and Muslims are shocked, and DR says, awe shucks. Thank you, Shabir, good facts. Excellent. And that's the president says, awe shucks. Who is not coming here, by the way, he's pissed off.
Yeah. Look at you.
Oh, yeah, that's Steve Wolf. What a clown, him and Dick Feinberg. You're not fooling anybody. Jerry Fogel. Jerry Fogel from WBBF, I do believe. One of the Busy Bees. Who were the Busy Bees on WBBF in Rochester, George? Come on. Joe Dean. Jerry Fogel. I think it was Vogel, wasn't it? I don't know what his name was.
Joy Reynolds.
There was always Eddie Meath on the WHEC. He's dead. From Canandaigua, New York. Let's do some upstate New York trivia. No, because only Dick Feinberg will be listening. We don't have no diaries. He says, thanks for the little Eva trivia. No problem, Dick. And by the way, give a big statue, speaking of statues falling, give a big statue and a gold star and a purple jelly bean to Brian Sears on the way out of town. What a great job again, Brian. You're the best. You are the best. Everybody's the best at what they do. You know what I'm saying? There's, in every category, there's someone who's the best. And when it comes to driving a Haas, there ain't nobody like Brian Sears, our man. Right, Carlos?
Right.
Oh, you are are so out of it. What a sheltered life this kid is
living.
He's over there
with the
it's just they don't have too many horse races under the overpass, you know. There ain't too much. There's a little horsing around going on. Not too much going on under the overpass.
Cockroach races.
Yeah, or something like that. Roach races. I heard George would like to participate in those. There's a roach in an ashtray anywhere in town. George will race you over to it. Prime Minister said to me, U.S. concerns El Presidente ain't going, but Chrétien says, well, that's the way it goes. He said he's a moron anyway. John Chrétien hopes to meet with his old friend Bill Clinton. The former president, after George W. Bush, the current one, canceled a stay visit to Canada over unhappiness with Ottawa's stand over the war in Iraq. Oh, poor, sensitive, touchy baby. Mr. Chrétien is going to play golf with Bubba. How do you like that? Well, see, he's not perfect either. He plays golf, and he talks out of the side of his mouth, like most politicians. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Where's this tremendous outpouring of calls we're supposed to have this morning, huh? I mean, I got a lot of stuff here, but I'd rather get to a tremendous number of calls who want to articulate and iraculate. And whatever goes with that. Iraculate. Don't see not too much. Of course, it's Good Friday this Friday. We got Pesach on Wednesday. What did I tell you before the show? Every year, this is the week that we might as well just shut the transmitter off on this show.
Holy Week.
It is Holy Moly Week because the Jews are busy with their Pesach candy, whatever else you do on Pesach, which I forget what that is. And the Goyim are busy rolling their Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And going to church on Friday. Can't we take Friday off?
Yeah, let's.
Let me take a look at the schedule here. Let's see. I'm on Howard, Jim Mann. No, nobody, Eddie K.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we got Jews and jocks, and we don't take days off like Good Friday. Shame on you, Mad Dog, working on Good Friday. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir. Buenos dias.
I'm going to iraculate a little bit. The thing I'm going to remember most about the Iraqi war is the $8 billion that Halliburton's getting out of this.
Yeah. $8 billion?
What's that?
I thought it was $2 billion.
Well, no. Did you read that article that they're going to get another $7 billion for rebuilding over the next 2 years?
Oh, no, that's right.
All right.
That's right. I forgot to put 7 and 1 together.
You know, that answered a lot of questions for me. I couldn't figure out why a guy like Dick Cheney, who made over $13 million the year before, chose to take a job that paid him less than 10% of what he was making.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know why. But the only bad thing is nobody else will know why, because nobody says anything. You know, the media only talks about what they're allowed to talk about.
That's because everybody's been intimidated. Now we have this new thing in America where if more than 5 people know who you are, you're not supposed to say anything. Well, these movie stars, they got some nerve, and I'm never going to go see one of their movies. Why is it that, what happened to the old days when everybody, whether they were a movie star or a plumber or a janitor, could give their opinion and, have an opinion and be free to voice it without fear of being boycotted and everybody coming down on it? Why, you're unpatriotic, you're anti-American.
Bush is getting away with it again.
Have a great day, pal.
Bye.
In the land of the, we used to be free. I'm in the land of the free.
Yeah.
What's your excuse? Look at that. Poverty. A deodorant with balls, Right Guard Extreme Power Caps. I don't understand this fax you just sent me. It says, I saw the enclosed in Car Driver magazine. Oh, I see. Donna Shalala and Eddie Jones would be upset about it. A deodorant with balls. Oh, no. And it's one of these roll-on things. It's got the balls on it. The roll-on balls. Can you say roll-on balls?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not anymore.
It says if having balls is good enough for Right Guard. Well, I'll tell you, our problem is, although Greg, I'll hand it to him. The billboards are all still up. They just took off the logos of the Pussy franchises, the Hurricanes and the Dolphins. They disappeared from the one billboard. Thanks for doing such a great job, says Eric in West Palm Beach. Thank you, Eric. A deodorant with balls, a station with balls, and what is her title at UM? Is she the new president now, Donna Shalala?
We don't know.
What do you mean we don't know? What is wrong with that Beaner boy? He's supposed to know about these things. He's a big Hurricanes supporter, ain't he? Big Jock supporter. Look at the poll already. Which of these things will you remember the most about this Iraq attack? By the way, they went into Crete this morning and not too much. Because everybody else left. They ran like hell. 120 votes. The biased reporting or cheerleading by our media, 39. The Iraqi Information Minister's daily comedy, 22. The thousands of dead and wounded people, 21. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, 16. The great job by our military, 15. The looting and chaos, 4. Rescue of the POWs, 2. And the Saddam double doing photo ops, only 1. I would have thought he'd have gotten more than that. I thought he was spectacular. In fact, maybe he could be on the morning show with the Iraqi Information Minister, huh? Sure beat the crap out of old Mo.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
As dirt.
Saturday morning, join Bullwinkle J. Moose and his bully buddy Saddam Hussein for the madcap misadventures of Iraqi and Bullwinkle.
Eeny, meeny, chilly, beany. The United Nations is about to speak.
Who cares? Give me that crystal ball.
Reckon he got up on the wrong side of the bunker. Perhaps a poem will help. Saddam, you're one whacked out dude. And just like your oil, you're smelly and crude.
Hey, Moose, did you see your squirrel friend?
Oh, you mean Rocky? Sure, he's over there. And over there, and over there. Oh my, Rocky! What do you know about this, Saddam?
Don't ask me. Ask my auntie.
Auntie? Auntie who?
Auntie Aircraft.
Oh no!
Join us next time for Oil's Well That Ends Well or Kiss Your Gas Goodbye. Hey, Moose, what's weather forecast for today?
Balmy.
Uh-oh.
Iraqi and Bullwinkle, Saturday morning on Nickelodeon.
947, 560 WQM. Here's a lady in Plantation. Hello.
Hi, I'm
yes, ma'am.
On the turnpike now, but...
Here's a lady on the turnpike.
What's that?
I said, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good, but I'm really pissed off about some things.
About what?
About the situation in Iraq. Specifically, that nobody really seems to care. You know, I could be wrong about this because I am a product of the Broward County school system. But I do believe I learned in school that it takes 2/3 of an act of Congress to start a war.
Mm-hmm.
I missed something, and it happened, and I missed it.
No, what you missed the Democrats rolling over and playing dead. That's what you missed.
I'm just really pissed off about this. I'm pissed off that we're going to use all our resources in this war, and then when we keep on fighting everybody, we're going to be depleted. Look at Korea. I mean, don't we have to worry about them?
By the way, isn't this the same military that they told us that Clinton had just totally emasculated and taken away all of the things that they needed and didn't fund the military? Isn't this the same one that they inherited that did such a wonderful job?
That very same one, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm really angry about this, that nobody seems to care. Nobody's talking about it.
No, not only that, no, it's not just that they don't care, but if you don't agree with the company line, it makes you a bad person. That's what pisses me off the most. If you're not out there waving the flag and agreeing with the goose stepping, well, we have to support our commander in chief. We're in war. But that's a bunch of bull crap.
Exactly, that's a whole bunch of crap. I mean, you can have an opinion and not agree with these things and still be an American.
Right. Well, but I guess these must be all a bunch of punks or people with Alzheimer's because they forget Vietnam. If it wouldn't have been for public opinion, we'd probably still be in there.
Sickening thought. Thank you for letting me vent.
Hang in there.
You too.
Good luck. I'm hanging. Watch that driving down there. That's another thing I don't miss, driving. You people, you're driving most of you. I've always said this, and it's true. It's just like the Saddam impersonator. It's the same thing. We got a whole bunch of people in South Florida impersonating drivers.
It didn't take me long to get back into my mood.
Oh, God, I can't deal with it. I'm sorry. I've never seen such crap, and every time I get back home, it's worse.
It's madness.
Did I say get back home? Like I said, now that I'm back home. Oops. As a matter of fact, I'm glad that she called with that because here's one of the great stories in the Sun Sentinel yesterday. Today, as a matter of fact, this morning. I'm on top of it. Residents show patriotism by relaying flag from Wellington to Miami-Dade County. That shows your patriotism. Oh, God, I want to puke. I want to vomit. I want to just, like Linda Blair, puke up pea soup for about 20 hours, get it out of my system. That's what makes you patriotic. And it's just like I said. You know, see, the interesting thing is after 9/11, the majority of people, I think I'm right in saying that, the majority of people found some way, whether it was putting a flag in front of their house or putting some kind of a thing on their car, they displayed real patriotism because the country had been attacked.
Right.
We felt that all of us as Americans were under attack. There was very little debate about that. Not too many people said, well, this had nothing to do with me. But now you'll notice, you'll see flags on cars, like maybe one out of every 100, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right?
Sure. Even where I was in the Deep South.
Yeah, and the reason for that being that we're not under attack. Iraq wasn't going to attack us. They were going to attack Britain. We went in and we attacked them. We went in there and we invaded another country. And this idea, just like Chrétien says, he says, well, this whole thing of regime change is crazy. He says, today it's Iraq. Who's it going to be tomorrow? Syria. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's it going to be tomorrow? And after that, regime change, which is just code for going in there and overthrowing governments. I'll tell you, you want to do a real good one, let's make a stopover. It's real close to Syria. It's right next door. Let's make a stopover in Israel and get rid of Ariel Sharon. Sounds good to me. Oh! Yeah, for Pesach, let's do it. Put somebody moderate in there. Now Sharon says, well, he's willing to sit down, and they're going to start doing the really hard, painful things and get out of those settlements. I'll believe it when I see it, okay? I'll believe it when those dreidels at Hanukkah time turn into $100 bills. Anyway, it wasn't the red, white, and blue human Shane they hoped for, but some South Florida residents showed their patriotism yesterday by relaying a flag from Wellington to Dade County. Aren't you thrilled with that? I feel so freaking American, man. Come on, let's play something patriotic.
Oh, Canada.
Now, come on, cut it out. Several dozen people from Palm Beach and Broward counties participated in a flag relay to show their support for the troops in Iraq. The original idea was thousands of people standing side by each, passing a flag to each other along US 441. It fell short.
Yeah, they couldn't find enough people.
But organizers pushed it, the understatement of the century, but organizers pushed it anyway. They decided to make it a relay walk, with one group of participants handing the flag off to others who were waiting. They carried an American flag for 50 miles along the road, starting at the mall in Wellington Green on Forest Hill Boulevard at 8 a.m. It was one of two pro-troop events Sunday in Palm Beach County. At John Prince, oh, geez.
What happened?
I just spilled a little bit of soda, okay? I got a little carried away there. Just a little bit, not a whole bunch like that one time. At John Prince Park in Lake Worth, crowds turned out to hear local bands at the patriotic-themed Freedom Fest. Wellington resident Michelle Shaw conceived the flag relay about 2 weeks ago. Brilliant work there, Michelle. You have spent your time more usefully going out there and visiting some sick people in the hospital, raising some money for underprivileged kids, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just frustrated watching the news. There were here is the line, okay? This is what really caught my attention. This is America for you. I was just frustrated watching the news. There were so many anti-war protests, Shaw said. Horns have been honking all over the place. This means a lot to us. There's so many people who don't get it. You don't understand what freedom of speech is all about. You don't understand about legitimate protest. You don't get it at all. Just goose-stepping and going along with whatever the government says is not being a good American. It's not being a good citizen. It's not being a thoughtful human being. It's being a sheep. That's all you're being, is a sheep. Every time the country does something, we're supposed to say, yeah, USA! You know, mindless idiots. And it goes on about this one said this, and that one said that, and our troops are fighting so we can have it. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Our troops are fighting so that we can have the freedom to do what we're doing right now, said Shaw's sister, Lori Greenberg, 32 of Wellington. I think our troops were fighting supposedly, if really that was what they were supposed to be for the freedom to not only do your march, but all the other protesters that you're lamenting so badly, too. As the cab brought me to my place here yesterday from the airport, coming past the U.S. consulate over on University Avenue, there were pro-war protests. There were a bunch of Iraqi and a few other people, and they were waving the American flag and sign. You know how many there were?
About 30, man.
Oh. And you know something? That's about right. That's about an accurate count, sight unseen by you. That's about right. I mean, what are we talking about here? Have to keep excoriating everybody who doesn't agree with you. And, we're going to boycott their movies, and Martin Sheen, you're a son of a bitch, and this one, and Susan Sarandon, and we got to cancel that showing of the movie at the Baseball Hall of Fame. I mean, are the people really that stupid?
Yes.
Obviously they must be. They're buying into it. Millions of them are buying into it. Of course, millions of people voted for this bozo in the first place. Not a majority, but a whole lot of them did. One thing I'm never, ever going to do is apologize for the fact that on this show we sit here and, have it, talk about balls. At least we got the balls, and in the long run it's not going to help us. In the long run we're going to pay a price for it. Too bad, we don't care. We just don't care. Those people want to get their Arbitron diaries if they want to punish us because we don't want to goose step along. Have a good time. I don't care. Somebody somewhere, there need to be a few of us in this country, and there are just a select few who've got the balls. And just like that Michael Moore column I read last week, you were out, but it was great. It was on our website. About how after all that hoopla about his performance at the Oscars accepting his Academy Award, the sale of his book went skyrocketing. He went back to number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list. About the Dixie Chicks, actually the sale of their records, their CDs skyrocketed. They went back on the top number 4 or whatever it was on the Billboard country chart.
Good.
So all of the, but again, the media doesn't tell you that. The media wants to convey the company line, and that is that if you dare to step out and speak the opposing point of view, if you won't goose step in a line, that you're going to pay a price for it. And that's not true. It's not true.
They're owned by the company, so of course they're going to give the company line.
That is correct. And this business with cheap channel radio and the fact that Michael Powell, at the FCC, they want to give them the opportunity to buy up more radio stations so you can have Rush Limbaugh and Dr. Laura and Schmidtmeister and the same crap on every station in America and not have any choices left and hear the same right-wing point of view 24 hours a day, every day.
Yeah, but at least you won't have to hear somebody say doo-doo.
Oh, I forgot about that. No, it's not doo-doo. You better get with it, because you didn't get the memo. I told you a little bit this morning, but now you can't even say, I predicted that they would come. You can't say it, and you can't take one too close to showtime. So get it out of your system a little earlier from now on.
Ass.
See, Carlos?
I told you.
Yeah, Beaner Boy's getting ready to sign a contract, by the way, for your job. One more ass, and that's it. And do not do that eating ass stuff. In fact, believe you me, you've done the last show on that. Trust me when I tell you.
No, just beating ass from now on.
No, see, there you go. One more ass. One more ass.
Where's that pen?
I'll tell you a place. Somebody asked me the other day, what's a really good place to go for if you got a big, healthy appetite? The Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet. You won't see Fat Boy over there because they won't let him in. They have 3 locations. They're in Sunrise, North Miami Beach, and the newest Emerald Coast is in prestigious Pembroke Pines. They got 6 different kinds of soups. They've got zillions of different Oriental and other entrees, all delicious, fresh, crunchy. Great beef dishes and chicken and all kinds of great stuff. Those pot stickers are good. You ever have those?
No.
They're like fried wontons. Oriental surf and turf on the weekends. New York strip steak made to order at the Gourmet Center. A sizzling Asian grill featuring lots of great stuff like teriyaki steak and shrimp, chicken, seafood, hand-carved prime rib, all cooked to order. The Emerald Coast Buffet promotes healthy living, too, because they don't use any cornstarch, no MSG, which in some of those Chinese restaurants you walk out with a pounding headache, feeling like you're dying over there, and they only cook with cholesterol-free oils at the Emerald Coast, too. The buffet features a full salad bar, a new sushi bar, and fresh shrimp cocktail as well. And Emerald Coast Lobster Fest is back featuring lobster thermometers and lobster bisque. You got to bring a big healthy appetite because it's worth trying the dessert bar too if you have any room left at all. Pies and cakes, pastries, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, and even fresh fruit, even if you having watermelon, all the time on the Emerald Coast Buffet. 3 locations for you. In Sunrise, the original South Florida location is Pine Island at 44th Street. They're on Collins Avenue, just north of 163rd, North Miami Beach, and at the intersection of Flamingo and Pembroke Roads in Pembroke Pines. Be sure and tell Richard, go Leafs, go when you stop in, especially tonight. If we lose tonight, we're out. Emerald Coast accepts reservations. Takeout and delivery available, too. Call 954-572-3822. 954-572-3822. Bring a healthy appetite. You'll walk out with a big smile on your puss at the Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet.
We're Sports Radio 560, QAM.
In my country, we have no Negroes.
You know when he's white, you know you can feel it, baby. You know it, hear it, his timing's so white.
He's a honky,
You pick the white one, baby.
He's a honky.
If he's totally white-breadable and Caucasianly dreadable and ain't got no butterball, you pick the white one, baby.
You got the white one, baby.
You know when he's white, you just got to face it.
You got the white one, baby.
You got the white one. If he's completely Pat Boonable, very uncolorful and laughably fullable, you pick the white one, baby.
10:02 at 560 WQAM. Happy Monday to you.
Policemen have now started joint patrol.
Well, there's a little BBC for you. Okay, let's take a call from Boca, shall we? Boca's pretty busy this morning. Boca, hello.
Bring back Beaner.
Oh, God, how boring. And that's a different one, by the way.
Was it?
I think, or the same. Maybe it's Petey's boyfriend. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, I'm calling about, I read an article this morning about Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
On Newsweek. And he was, Tim Russell asked him about, why they planning to go to Cuba next since Castro murdered those guys for hijacking. And I was wondering, what do these people think that that's going on with this Bush administration. As far as they don't care about people, they just care about oil. Don't you think so?
Big business, man. All their buddies in big business.
That's all it's about.
I
It's
told you that a
nothing
long
else.
time ago. OIL and MONEY. That's all they care about. As far as Rumsfeld,
He's an asshole.
that's for sure.
I agree.
Hang
Have
in
a
there,
good
pal.
one, Neil.
Have a great day. Yeah, you're not fooling anybody. Well, you're fooling some people, Rummy, but not too many. A little untidiness after the war. Oh. and then, at that very same press briefing, he was foaming at the mouth. Did you see that one?
No.
Where he was screaming, it was USA Today was the paper was referring to. He was holding it up and they had big headlines about the looting, which of course is the only story because it was just total chaos, which is what many of the headlines said, total chaos in Baghdad. And he's is this all they could find? This is all they can find. In the meantime, we've done this and we've done that, and that's all they could find. I mean, he is scary. He's like Joseph Goebbels and Hermann Goering and all these all rolled up into one. And last night the CBC showed the documentary again about the background of how Iraq came to be what it was.
Right.
And about how Reagan, supposedly Saddam was the CIA's handpicked guy over there to counteract the Ayatollah after they overthrew our good buddy the Shah, who we installed in the first place in Iran. And even after the gassing of the Kurds, which they showed, and of course we told the Kurds, just like we did the Hungarians, you got to revolt and you do this and we're going to come in and help you, which of course we did not do. And so then he gassed thousands of his own people, and Reagan, now hands off because that's our boy. That's our guy.
Mm-hmm.
And subsequent to that, here was all this cozying up, including Cheney and the Halliburton people doing business with him as little as 5 years ago, writing billion-dollar contracts with the worst, the most evil dictator on the face of the earth. How are people so stupid to believe this? How is it possible to be that dumb, even if you're trying? Even little Beaner boy right there didn't get out of the third grade. Even he knows better than that. Second grade?
Hey, he went to Votech.
Restoring security here will take time and manpower. Restoring peace may be quicker, but there are still occasional firefights like this one in the early hours of this morning. American troops opened fire on die-hard Iraqi resistance and round up fighters said to be still loyal to Saddam Hussein.
And you notice the Bushmeister yesterday, did you see the comments about the Syria?
Yeah.
This is the new deal. We're positive that they have chemical weapons, and we're also positive that they've been helping out the Iraqis, and they've got some of the Iraqi scumbags have crossed the border and yada yada yada.
They're harboring them.
And you'll also notice the top Iraqi scientist, which we had seen him many times before, that turned himself in last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we don't have any weapons of mass destruction. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, no, we don't. Now, what would have been the reason for him to say that? What motivation? When he's already turned himself in, they're not going to do anything to him. I mean, except interrogate him and beat him a little bit, pull his fingernails out. But what would be the motivation to lie? We don't have any weapons of mass destruction.
Just general anti-Americanism.
Oh, here's pictures now.
He also lost his mother, his father, and his younger brother. Now he is dying because his terrible wounds are infected. Ali has septicemia. He told me he'd like to be flown to London for specialist treatment as soon as possible.
That's that 12-year-old boy that lost both arms that we
His
have the picture
doctor
on the
fears
website.
without such help, Ali could well be dead within the week.
Die with tomorrow and after tomorrow.
Thousands and thousands of examples like that, and all the all the flag wavers out there, they have no opinion on this. And you'll notice, by the way, speaking of our illustrious, brilliant president, not once has he uttered one word. He's given all his sympathies to the relatives and the families of the American troops over there who were killed, needlessly, of course, and people like David Bloom, the reporters who were killed, including the ones in the Palestine hotel who were murdered.
Right.
But not one word about the Iraqi civilians, about the grotesque loss of life.
Because there hasn't been any.
No, seriously, I mean, stop and think about it. What kind of insensitive prick are we talking about that is our president, supposedly, our commander-in-chief?
He won't acknowledge it, just like Reagan didn't acknowledge AIDS until,
Oh, my, it's the unspeakable thing.
Right.
And, of course, you'll notice this story, it's on the BBC, eh?
Oh, coming.
They just showed the images. This is the kind of thing, and because in Vietnam, if you'll recall, and finally now they've been writing stories about this the last few days, in Vietnam, when it really started coming close to home is when we started seeing the pictures of the wounded, naked children and the mutilation of the innocent people, the civilians.
Piles of bodies.
Right. Then it started coming home like, there's butchery going on over there. And we're the ones that are talking about genocide and about Castro is doing this to the dissidents down there and these three that he just executed. Who the hell are we to talk? Like I said a couple of weeks ago, the butcher of Baghdad was overthrown by the butcher of Washington. That's basically what it boils down to. And he's saying Syria's next? Not coming right out and saying that, but you have to be pretty stupid not to read between the lines. And what after that? As Richard Perlman, I used to laugh when I used to see the stuff about this New World Order. I thought, those paranoid lunatics. That's what they got in mind. That's what it's all about. They're going to reshape the map. And just like this business about Franklin Graham, that was a great fax we had before, because what a great example. They don't want to hear from Franklin Graham. They don't believe that crap. We're going to convert the whole world to Christianity. We're going to make the whole world our own business. Here's a call from Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Couple of things. I got your books that you talked about, the Blinded by the Right. I'm halfway through that one right now.
Good.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, how they just made all the stuff about Clinton up. They just went ahead and made it up.
Yeah. And did you get the new edition now? Because there is a second printing, I guess, where he's got a new preface.
Yes.
Yeah, and nobody's challenged him. And some of the comments that he attributes to people, I would think that they would just be screaming if they weren't true.
Yeah, the only comment in there that was disputed was Matt Drudge speaking of
Screamer.
Screamer.
There was one minor comment or something,
Yeah.
but
Speaking of screaming.
I'm not even halfway through it, and I'm trying to pick my jaw up off the floor.
It's incredible, but you know most of the public won't. They're not even going to read a newspaper, much less a book.
Oh yeah, and try to explain or try to talk to somebody about facts. And I love the spin is now complete on this war. As I recall, we were going because they had weapons of mass destruction and they were an imminent terrorist threat.
Mm-hmm.
Ask anybody why we're there now, and it's, we're freeing the Iraqi people.
Right, the ones who are still alive. Uh-huh.
And you're right, who's next? They're making the same noises about Syria that they were making about Iraq.
And Iran.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
and North Korea.
Meanwhile, the people who attacked them.
And Connecticut.
Yeah. We're safe from little old ladies with nail files in their suitcases or something.
Exactly. Now you're talking.
It's a nation of sheep, Neil.
Hang in there, Pally. I'll see you. I'll see you at the border.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Have a great day. I'll vouch for you. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless Long Hour. Poll question today on NeilRogers.com. Which of these things will you remember the most about the Iraq attack? Of course, we should have put one other selection on there. You know what it should have been?
What was that?
All of these things.
Yeah, just to be cute. The biased reporting, cheerleading by the media, 70. Very good. Iraqi Information Minister's daily comedy, 42. The thousands of dead and wounded people, which should have been number one, I voted for that,
That's
33.
what I voted for.
The great job by our military, 29. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, 25. The looting and chaos, 9. Rescue of POWs, 4. And the Saddam double weight. If you're sick and tired of being fat, unhealthy, and looking like crap and wearing pup tents instead of real clothing, here's the answer. Balance for life. Everybody's getting great results. The Beast has lost 60 pounds. It'd be a lot more if he didn't have all those bad influences. Now it's your turn to do it. There's no cooking, no shopping, no cleaning, no worries, no calorie counting, no carbohydrate counting, no falling on the sidewalk and injuring your head, Doc. That's right. They use the knowledge of the Zone diet with special emphasis on the glycemic values of carbs and put together fantastic, delicious meals. They bring you your little black sack every day. And in your sack is all the food you need for the whole day. It'll keep you full, believe me, because there are 3 delicious gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks. You get to choose between 2 choices for each meal every day that you're on a program. And the weight just pours off your body, and you'll be satisfied and have a smile on your puss and feel great, too, because the food is made with the best ingredients known to man. Let Balance for Life help you lose the weight once and for all. What do you got to lose beside that fat, disgusting, grotesque paunch? Call 954-568-3229. 954-568-3229. If a fat boy calls you, by the way, don't share any of the food with him. Or check out their website at balanceforlife.com.
High and low. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I'm actually a lesbian. Congratulations. Get a life.
10:17 at 5:60. So on the BBC, they were just showing a piece about the Iraqi museum in Baghdad and the billions of dollars of artifacts that were destroyed and trashed, stolen, etc. I'll just mention that in passing.
Okay.
Here's a fax from Lyndon Boku, who says, okay, now I've heard it all. They're talking about creating a video game called Shock and Awe, and you're absolutely correct, Linda. Shock and Awe. Was Sony or Microsoft a part of the war plans, too? Do they get to reap millions of dollars in profit at the expense of innocent lives?
Yes.
Does Dick Cheney have friends at these companies?
Yes.
Probably. He's got friends, good, close personal friends at all the big business. Remember, shortly after they took office, and he just absolutely refused to discuss those energy meetings he had with the head honchos from the big energy companies?
Right.
Now, we're not turning over that information because a secretive, closeted administration that doesn't tell the public anything, that conducts their business behind closed doors with the big honchos from all their buddies in big business, that wants to continue passing these huge tax cuts for their friends in big business. Sounds like good friends of the American people to me. Right. And the public just continues waving their little flags. Just shut up, dummy up. You're an American. You got to support our commander and thief and cut the crap. What is wrong with people, man? We got so many mugwumps in America. That's the problem. Uneducated mugwumps. I think even the people in North Carolina where you were like highly educated compared to the average mugwump in that country.
There's no doubt, because I went to school in both places.
Linda says, is this really happening? Am I living in the twilight zone? Can somebody please pinch me so I can wake up from this nightmare? Linda wants you to pinch her, George.
All right, I'll be right over.
If Bush is reelected in 2004 and the spin is that he will, there won't be a pinch big enough in this world to wake us all up from this nightmare. That is, if the world is still here, Linda, in 2004. That's a few months away yet. Let's hope we make it.
It'll be here for the Christians.
Oh, that's right. And those of us Jews who decide to accept the offer that we shouldn't refuse.
Jew and me. And
did you see 60 Minutes says this fact? I did not see it. Did you?
No.
Did you?
No.
That propaganda expert bitch, used car sales bitch, was on there demanding that we understand that the whole world was getting the truth through the live play-by-play reporting. Right. Then for a few seconds they went to a snippet saying that other countries were showing the truth also by showing corpses of small children. Like the one I just saw moments ago wasn't a corpse, but afraid it's going to be Ali, that 12-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it looked for just a moment they were going to confront her with the real blood-spilling videos as being the truth, but astonishingly instead on 60 Minutes, they went to a piece about a female golfer playing against men and how this will affect the world. Oh, you know the thing about while Rome burned, Nero fiddled and all of that stuff? That's what it's all about. Front page of the right-wing National Post, a militaristic, bush-looking National Post up here. Huge, full-color picture. There's Tiger putting the green jacket on Canadian Mike Weir, who wins the Masters in Augusta at a golf tournament. Oh. It's unspeakable is what it is.
The towns of Bakuba on the east side of the Tigris River.
Bakuba. Cuba.
We live Bakuba.
Cuba Libre.
Right here.
How's that poll coming, Neil? Glad you asked. Which of these things do you remember most about the Iraq attack? The biased reporting by cheerleading by the media, 79. The Iraq Information Minister's daily comedy, 48. The thousands of dead and wounded people, which obviously ought to be number 138, but of course most of these people haven't seen that enough, so it's just numbers on a page and not real. The great job by our military, 37. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, 29. The looting and chaos, 12. Rescue of the POWs, 5. And the Sodom doubles doing a photo ops, 3. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
I was just flipping it yesterday, and I happened to get Kiss Country, and they have a song written by this guy, Have You Forgotten? And in the song, he makes the connection that the World Trade Center and Saddam are connected.
Yeah.
And it just, the sheep just follow along and follow along and follow along.
Right.
And did you happen to see the thing about Roger Khan not going up to the Hall of Fame?
Yes. Yeah, Roger Khan was really pissed off that they refused to show the movie because of Susan Sarandon and who was the other one? Tim Robbins. And Roger Khan, who of course is a phenomenal sports writer, he said, I'm not going. And he didn't go. Good for him.
Yeah, he's supposed to go in August, and I have it right here just real quick. By canceling the Hall of Fame anniversary celebration of Bull Durham for political reasons, you are far from supporting our troops, defying the noblest of the American spirit. You are choking freedom of dissent. How ironic. In theory, at least, we have been fighting this war to give our Iraqis freedom of dissent. But here you, through the great institution you head, have moved to rob Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon, and Ron Shelton of that very freedom.
Right.
In support of the American right to dissent, I have no choice but to cancel my August speaking appearance at the Hall.
And keep in mind that this scumbag at the Hall of Fame who made the decision, he was the assistant press secretary for Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, but people don't know that. People don't care. Negroponte at the UN, this one here, Elliot Abrams back, this one back. And Americans have it laid out in front of them that they want to read, but they are dumber than dirt.
Yes, they are.
Neil, how far is it to the border?
Not too far, man. You can be here in a couple of hours.
Thank you.
Have a great day. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. I wonder what all those flag wavers, I wonder what the people who were like marching from Wellington to Dade County yesterday, I wonder what those people think when they see the images of course they're not seeing too many of them because American TV is making very, very sure that we see a minimal, if none of that footage.
You wonder what they think?
No, seriously, what is their rationale when they see that? Well, that's the collateral damage, that's the price of freedom. I'm sorry, excuse me? That's the price of freedom that we decided to impose? God, it's just sickening. It's nauseating, the butchering that we've committed. And again, piece together things, pieces of a puzzle that have nothing to do with each other. Just jam them together. Just jam that square peg into the round hole. Like he says, 9/11, we can't forget we don't forget 9/11. What the hell does that have to do with what we just got through, what we're in the business of doing right now? What does one have to do with the other? Absolutely nothing. Zero.
They're all from over there. They're all Muslims. They're all from over there.
Oh, I forgot. Schmata heads.
Right.
Here's North Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
I was flipping through the channels the other day, and Dennis Hastert, the Speaker of the House, have you seen him lately?
Have I seen him lately?
Yeah.
No, thankfully not.
He's huge. He makes Tip O'Neill look like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
But he had a yellow ribbon on his lapel that was so huge. I mean, he doesn't support the troops. He really, really supports the troops.
Yeah, in other words, he's a lot more patriotic than any of the rest of us.
Right.
It is so huge.
Mm-hmm.
He just looked ridiculous. But
what's new about that?
Yeah, well, it's just I don't know, the flag waving and the ribbons, and it's just a bunch of symbolism that
mindless idiots, man. That's what you're dealing with. The masses are mindless idiots.
Well, I'm an adult college student in North Miami, and some of these kids, I swear to God, I mean, look what we did. Look what we did in Baghdad. But none of them, of course, are in the military. They're all in college.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just so brainwashed, and I'm throwing my hands up in the air. I'm practically giving up between the establishment, the media, and the government. It's too much sometimes.
Just stick with the funny papers, man. You'll be a lot happier.
Yeah, I got a request, Neil.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that bit? Either I Hate the Bird or Ambo.
Or what's the other one?
Ambo. And remember Ann Bishop? And
Ambo, yeah.
Yeah, Rambo, Ambo.
You got it, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
See ya. Good luck to you, pal. You'll need it. Good luck to you. Don't let this affect your mind, okay? Just keep plowing right straight forward, okay? Like with blinders on. Just keep plowing straight ahead. And let all the simpletons just stew in their juices, you know what I'm saying?
No, what are you saying?
Screw them. 1026 at 560 WQAM. Happy Monday from all your good paisans at QAM, where we have big balls, Donna, and you too, Eddie Jones, you silly old pussy, man, an old wrinkled up man who turns out to be a pussy. Here, puss, here, pussy. Eddie Jones, who lives in the same complex, by the way, as your good close personal friend. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The Rim Man. Oh. Anyway, let me tell you, speaking of the Rim Man, look at this, the Pizza Loft spot is next. That's just a coincidence. Now, the Rim Man eats there at a very reduced price. But the prices are so cheap there, you'd have to be real cheap to ask for a discount in a place like that, you know what? Because Jeff has kept the prices low through all of these years. The food is delicious. It's all cooked fresh to order. And the prices are so tiny, you can bring the whole gang in over and over again. Every Monday like tonight is lasagna night at both Loft locations. Tuesday's eggplant night. Buy one of these dinners on these days and get the second one for only $5. Who would want a discount on a price like that except the cheapest of the cheap? Every Wednesday, kids eat free with adults. They can see Jeff's famous magician. Every Thursday is bike night at the Loft. Come on a motorcycle. Buy one dinner and get the second one for half price. They got all kinds of combination dinners if you've never eaten there before, so you can Figure out what you like the best. A little bit of this, a lot of that. They got chicken and veal seafood, 3 different kinds of great pizza, calzone, super subs, and now that it's Passover, like I said, 4 different kinds of great pizza because they got that matzah pizza and matzah lasagna. Just in time for Pesach, as George would say. 2 locations in Davie. They're on the University Drive between Griffin and 595. Call 954-916 for takeout, for delivery, for catering as low as $5 per person. Boy, what kind of a skinflint would want a discount off of that? 954-916-8880, or the new location. Did I say what that was? Yes, I did. And the new location is in Plantation, right out there by Walgreens, right behind Walgreens on the corner of Nob Hill and Sunrise, with the same great food and same great low prices. 954-382-1999. 382-1999 for the world-famous Pizza Loft, now with 2 outstanding Broward locations.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Gang rape is funny.
If you missed the Neil Rogers show yesterday on 610 WIOD, you missed this.
Is this the Bird?
Yeah.
Bird, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, do me a favor, play anything, because I can't stand listening to you. You sound like a douchebag. Just do me a favor, play anything.
Well, can I ask you a question before you go?
Oh, God, you sound so stupid. I hate to talk to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, why did you call me? I didn't call you.
No, just to tell you not to say anything. Just play something. Oh, God, I can't stand it.
Well, then why are you listening?
Play something already.
Why won't you answer my...
I can't stand him.
You won't... See, he won't talk to me. Oh, we got a car here. Hello?
1032 at 560 WQM. Oh, we got a car here. We don't even have a car here on this phone. They don't want to talk to the Bird. Oh, we ain't saying too much these days. They sure don't want to talk to me, I'll tell you that. Look at that phone. What a chop in the kneecaps that is, you know? What a smack right in the old rectum from this audience. Feeling great. Sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. The birds are chirping. Everything's looking up. We're smelling roses.
The south of Iraq is now largely under British control.
And what more could you want?
Oh, nothing.
Here's the fax. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. This is pathetic. This is sad. And by the way, I'm still waiting for one of you flag wavers out there, one of you pro-war supporters who thinks we've just done a wonderful job of liberating the oppressed peoples of Iraq. I want to hear what your feelings are about all these butchered people, huh?
There aren't any.
Oh, that's right. We just made that up. Fax says I just returned from Spain this weekend, España. An American friend of mine that works on the U.S. Air Base there, she told me that some of the brass there feel that they'd better find some weapons of mass destruction or will look even worse in the eyes of the world than we already do if that's possible. The response, if we don't find any, we will plant some. Well, we've been saying that a long time. Also, the word the media all over Spain is that, all over Europe is that Syria is next sooner rather than later. Sooner, and just as I was reading this fax, the crawl there on the news on CBC was Colin Powell says the U.S. is very concerned about Syria's chemical weapons. The unctuous Colin Powell, who used to be Mr. Dove, and who now, for whatever reason, has been transformed into a super hawk.
It was like that scene in The Godfather where he came into the courtroom with Pentangeli's brother.
Yeah. They made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Together, we are restoring many key services. Most public health clinics are operational.
And you watch those dead people come back to life. As soon as they turn all the good stuff back on, the water and the electric and stuff, you watch. Yeah. You'll see. Here's Davey. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you today?
Okay, sir.
I'll tell you something that really surprises me about this war. I haven't seen anything buy American with the anti-French and anti-German and anti-everybody and on and on. You know, you would think if you really wanted to support your troops, you'd buy something American so when they came home, they'd actually have a job.
Yeah.
Have
you mean like a Volvo?
Have you seen anything at all relating to any of that?
No.
You know, Walmart used to have a giant Buy American, but then they got busted for selling, like, Taiwan stuff.
Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese. So you would think that if people really wanted to support their country and really wanted to support the troops, instead of buying little yellow ribbons, they'd go out and buy a Chevy.
No, I think if people really wanted to support their country, they'd register to vote and make sure we don't have another 4 years of this and make sure that the world keeps spinning around for a while.
Doesn't that make a long story short?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Have a great day. 567. Oh, this here's our last call. This is seriously. This to me, I've said this 1,000 times before, but it never ever fails to it never stops. Is a shocker. Here's our last call, Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey,
Yes,
very
sir.
good show, very good show.
Yes, it is.
You're not getting too many calls, though. They're all watching the CNN news.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
No, there's nothing too exciting going on right now. You know, no statues falling down.
Yeah, but they haven't found any, like, nerve gas lately, or?
No.
No nuclear weapons?
No.
Because it would be nice if they could find, like, half of one.
They found a couple of Pez dispensers, but that was about it.
Because I work for a big Toyota dealership. There's people in the waiting room watching. They got the war on there 24 hours. People are like ready to bash their heads against the wall.
Yeah.
They're sitting there waiting for an hour for an oil change, and they're watching the. It's brutal.
The least they could do is put Jerry Springer on.
Something, anything, you know, even the comic channel.
Yeah.
Well, have a great day.
And back to you. Okay, obvious. We're done with the calls pretty much, huh? I mean, a couple of them flashing there, but it's pretty obvious to me that there ain't going to be too much going on today. Well, it's Pesach coming up, and it's Good Friday, and Franklin Graham's over there to Christianize all those turban heads, and the world's going to be great.
Based, fully representative Iraqi interim authority.
Here's a great fax that says, do you remember the PBS Frontline show on the FBI's Al-Qaeda investigator John O'Neill and the man who knew? I sure do. You remember that the ambassador to Yemen, Barbara Bodine, thwarted his investigation of bin Laden's group that had hit the USS Cole? I sure do. Bingo, mission accomplished. She gets a position in the Iraqi transitional government. Let's hear it for Barbara. Oh, they had that James Woolsey on the news last night, former CIA guy. Oh, yeah. Scary, scary, scary. The one that says we're in WW4 right now.
Uh-huh.
And that Egypt and Saudi Arabia are quaking in their boots, and they should be scared, and, they better watch it. They're going to be next. I mean, the government's been taken over by a bunch of crazy people, and the public sitting back there wants to know what time American Idol's on. What time is it on, by the way?
Don't know.
She helped thwart the O'Neill investigation into the 9/11 Al-Qaeda terrorists that could have prevented 9/11. Now she gets a job in Iraq after the Bush junta did their best to falsely connect Iraq to 9/11. Do you smell vermin?
Absolutely correct, sir.
I smell crap, man. I can't say that. I smell vermin. Veteran Foreign Service Officer Barbara Bodine's appointment as a key player in Iraq's transitional government has angered Defense Department officials and federal law enforcement authorities who believe that as U.S. ambassador to Yemen, she blocked an FBI investigation into the 2000 bombing of the USS Cole. This is from the highly conservative Washington Times, by the way. Pentagon steamed at Bush's choice for post-war Iraq. Working through a number of channels, including the Pentagon, the Justice Department, and the Senate, several high-ranking federal authorities are calling on President Bush to rescind the appointment. Ms. Bodine, a diplomat in residence at the University of California at Santa Barbara, was named last month by Mr. Bush as Director of Relief and Reconstruction for Central Iraq based in Baghdad. She served in Baghdad during Saddam's regime, later in Kuwait and then in Yemen, where she was ambassador from 1997 to 2001. After the October 12, 2000 suicide bombing of the Cole, which killed 17 U.S. sailors, injured 35 others, she served as chief negotiator between the U.S. and Yemeni governments. The State Department has successfully imposed Barbara Bodine on the Defense Department team dealing with post-Saddam Hussein Iraq, said one former high-ranking Senate official close to the Pentagon. She is to be the mayor of Baghdad, in essence. The Defense Department is livid, but there seems to be nothing they can do. A Pentagon official who asked not to be identified said Ms. Bodine dismissed warnings of terrorist attacks in Yemen against U.S. ships and allowed the Cole to enter port at a reduced security level because she felt the value of showing a U.S. presence in Yemen overweighed the risks. But she's never said she was sorry or that she made a mistake, said the official. FBI executives and agents familiar with the Cole probe said Ms. Bodine, an ambassador in Yemen, prevented the Bureau from advancing its investigation into the bombing at a time when agents were beginning to focus on Saudi millionaire Osama bin Laden. The Bureau's top terrorist hunter, John O'Neill, headed the Cole probe and was laying the groundwork for a conspiracy case against al-Qaeda more than a year before the 9/11 attacks. He had been sent by FBI Director Louis Freeh to Yemen with a force of 100 agents, lab experts, and forensic specialists, but FBI officials said the Cole investigation was stymied by Ms. Bodine and that she made little effort to encourage Yemeni authorities to cooperate. Despite a number of death threats against agents by Islamic terrorists, she refused to allow investigators to carry the weapons Mr. O'Neill considered necessary for their protection. And it goes on. It's just nauseating. And the public is like that. Let's form a human chain and let's march from Wellington to Dade County and show how much we support the commander-in-chief and our troops and how patriotic we are. And ours is bigger than yours and our flag too. Yada, yada, yada. Man. Woo! The stench of stupidity is just reeking through the streets. Can you smell it? It's either that or Moe's Peace or both. That stench.
Challenge.
20 till 11. It is a challenge just to keep breathing. 20 before 11 o'clock at 560 WQM Eastern Daylight Time. Hey, I'll tell you a place that'll help you lose some weight. Delights of West Boca can help you slim down because their entire store is for you fat folks. Not chubby, not pleasingly plump, but fat. It's unhealthy. It looks grotesque. In Delights, you'll find over 700 low-carb, sugar-free products, whether it's the #1 Atkins diet. Get better, Dr. Bob, please. Or any low-carb, sugar-free diet. Delights of West Boca is your low-carb superstore. Come in and sample some of their newest bakery products like chocolate cupcakes and brownies by Control Carb for you brownie hounds with only 1 effective gram of carbs per serving, and they are delicious. Don't forget Delight's incredible selection of all kinds of good stuff. Low-carb pastas, sauces, dressings, cheesecakes, chocolates, and their famous soft-serve Carbolite ice cream. Makes me think about Tiny every time I see that soft serve. Don't forget at Delights of West Boca, all Atkins brands products are 25% off today, on Pesach, on Good Friday, all day, every day. Stop by, talk to their staff. They know the Atkins and all of their low-carb diets inside and out. They're open every day, 10 till 10. You'll find Delights on the northeast corner of Glades and 441, right next to Boston Market and prestigious Boca, where all the young people live. Call them at 1-877-LOW-CARB, or shop them on the web if you like at lowcarb.com. Don't forget, a great store for all you fat folks. It's Delights of West Boca, your official Atkins retail center.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
We'll meet again if we don't wind up dead from the Bush cartel that left us all this way. We've all been duped, blind support was our doom as the bombs dropped from the skies from far away. Maybe we should have paid attention a little bit more to the facts we chose to ignore. The price of gas has declined, but I'm afraid that the line won't be very long. We'll meet again with a hope that by then civil rights will be restored one sunny day.
If we don't wind up dead from the Bush cartel that left us all this way, we'll meet again with the hope that by then civil rights will be restored one sunny day.
1046, 560, WQM, happy Monday to you. I'll tell you one thing, we sure never had any open lines last week. Did Screamless, phones rang off the call week. Yeah. Right, Carlos?
Yeah, I told you it was because of George.
Yeah, you're right. He did say that, as a matter of fact. Said they hate you.
Miguel came in here and he said that it was a conspiracy on both their parts.
Yeah.
That whole
I believe
that
thing. I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, look, while the cat's away,
right.
The guys
That's why he didn't tell me anything. I mean, I would have stayed here. I can't afford to lose that
Let me say this, okay? Are you going to, whine like a little girl about $300 long? What's $300? I mean, it's only 2 weeks' pay for you.
Right.
So what's the problem?
Nothing.
I mean, you can always have Crystal sell that one kid.
How much?
Before you get too, attached to it.
I'm already attached. She's cute.
Well, what about the little one? 567-0560. Well, Sabrina did vote for your big ego
I
under,
know.
so it certainly is something to think about. Something to think about, Sabrina.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's right. She's in school, I hope. Or is she in shul, man?
No, it's a day off. She might be listening right now.
Is it a day off today?
It's
What's the big occasion?
Spring break. The whole week.
Spring break? Oh, that's right. That's to pacify the Jews and the Goyim. They always play that game. Oh, it's spring break, so we don't have to, have special days off for the different holidays depending on what fairy tales you believe in. So let everybody, the Jews and the Goyim, have it off.
Sacrifice the animal of your choice.
All you heathens out there, you can have it off, too, because you're going to rot in hell anyway. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless line. I think we like to put a big stake in the yard there. Right by where the old people are. Not that kind of a stake. I'm talking about like a stake in the ground. I was going to say a cross, but I don't want to say that. The Supreme Court said, nah, don't do it. Just don't burn it. And tie Fat Boy to it.
All right.
And let people come by and throw eggs and tomatoes. Of course, he'd probably be licking it off of his shirt, off his lapel. But, and just time there until he loses some weight. Save his life. You know, have like a long straw so we can sip a little bit of water, just enough to stay alive. I think that's a great idea. Hey, fat boy, everybody hates you like poison. You're a pain in the ass, Pally. Miami, hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got one point to make.
Okay.
About a year ago when we had the stem cell thing going on with Bush and all these fetus huggers, no one wanted to do it because, you know, they wanted to keep their life alive.
Right.
But now when the war is going on, I haven't heard one person mention all these soldiers with futures and wives and kids and et cetera. It doesn't matter. And I heard no one brought this up.
Yeah, well, that's because they only care about that nebulous unborn life. I've always said that. Once you're alive, you're on your own, man. They don't care about you.
All right, Neil, thanks.
But they will pray for them. They'll pray for your souls, okay, after we stick you in the ground. Oh, he's in a better place. I was thinking about that yesterday on the cab ride. I don't know what made me think about that. The stupid things that people, the gratuitously stupid things that people are conditioned to saying. Somebody dies. Oh, he's in a better place now.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. It was the services they were having for some of the dead soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's in a, no, he's not in a better place. He's in a box in the ground rotting. He missed out on the overwhelming majority of his life. He missed all the opportunities he had to enjoy life. Don't try to rationalize. Don't try to make an excuse. He's in a better place. You hear that all the time. It's just a stupid, idiotic thing. Or he's up there looking down on us now. That's another one of my favorites. He's up there looking down on us now. No, he's not. He's in the ground in a box rotting.
No, he's in that great fill-in-the-blank in the sky.
Yeah, and the great ballpark in the sky. The athletes love to use that, too. The sports people. Oh, that's one of their favorites.
Golf course in the sky.
Right. You know, I'd like to see a golf course in the sky. Not on the ground, just in the sky. Maybe that's why we have hail, those big hailstorms, you know?
Yeah.
When it hails the size of golf balls, maybe they dropped a few, I don't know. Of course, if they do drop them, Rimmer can pick them up and, sell them. He said he's doing a hell of a business, by the way, stealing those golf balls. He's every night, 2 a.m, he swims across the little lake, puts on his little bathing suit, swims across the lake, and he's got a fishnet, grabs up all the balls he can, washes them off at least, and then he's got that sign on the front lawn. Yeah. Eddie Jones is still porked off about it, by the way, Rimmer. Rimmer's balls. I guess Eddie Jones is just afraid of balls, you know what? 567, that's what Mad Dog said. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. In fact, I mentioned Eddie Jones that saw Mad Dog in the airport yesterday. He ran right down the concourse. Said, see ya, be good. That was the end of that. Here's Miami, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm on?
It sounds just like you.
Okay, good morning. I have a question. One of the things I remember, and it sort of disturbed me, I didn't know why until I thought about it later and then heard someone else comment about it, was that flag being put over the face of Saddam when they pulled that flag, the statue down. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, they did that once before, and they said, no, we aren't. There's occupiers.
They did that in Basra, right?
Right, and then it happened again, and so I wondered why. But then I realized there's something disturbing about this picture. And I realized the flag was upside down. The stars are supposed to be up top. If it's under the bottom, that means there's dire distress. So I wondered why there was no comment or anything said about that, because it seemed awfully odd.
They didn't care which direction it was, and they were just panicking because they realized that it looked like we were occupying and taking over, as opposed to like putting the Iraqi flag back on there, and it was in very poor taste. Okay, even though at the time for like about 10 seconds it looked kind of cute.
Okay, well, it's just I just thought it very bizarre.
Well, it should be our worst problem. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
See, that's an old expression I've heard a million times. That should be our worst problem, and
right.
I think that fits right there. Speaking of people schlepping these stars and stripes, since a lot of people are very concerned about that, Farrah Fawcett, who's one of the real super patriot flag-waving celebrities, which I'd like to point out, by the way, those people are okay.
Right.
See? Do you understand this?
Sure.
I want you to get this right. The people who support the administration, the people who are on the right, the people who are hawkish, the Shirley Joneses and the Farrah Fawcett's and the Brad Pitts of the world, those are the good people. So they can speak out as much as they want as long as they goose step along. Farrah Fawcett in the tabloids, which I should have brought him. I left him on a plane. I thought, who the hell needs tabloids with everything else going on? Maybe we'll have to make Tabloid Tuesday tomorrow to wean people away from all this war talk. But anyway, she's shown wearing this flowing gown, and the stars and stripes, the flag is the whole back of her gown, and it's like she's dragging it on the floor.
That's a violation of flag protocol.
And they've got like about 7 billion letters in the whichever tabloid that was, just ripping her an ass.
I've got the handbook in there, the flag.
For like schlepping the flag on the floor. But you see, she's so much more patriotic than most of the rest of us, especially us.
Well,
I mean, what is that? It's like a pissing contest. Which one's more patriotic than the other one? Mine's a lot bigger than yours is. Yeah, look at that. I'm waving it. I'm stretching it. I'm yanking it. But not that that's a double standard, you understand.
Right.
Pro-war people, right-wing people, good. Celebrities and otherwise. Left-wing people, anti-war people, people in the middle, people who aren't for butchery, bad. Okay? Let them dummy up. Michael Moore, Susan Sarandon, all of those people, Tim Robbins, Martin Sheen, shut your yaps.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. Oh, definitely. Put him in the pen. Put him back in the pokey. But like I said last week, we taught the Iraqis the hokey pokey. Oh! Wayne would be proud. Wouldn't be surprised if Wayne opens up a few blockbusters, gets back in the company again. Yeah. There'd be a Blockbuster on every corner, a Baptist church kitty corner across from that, a bar across from that, and then a McDonald's and right next to a Burger King and a Wendy's. Boy, too bad Dave Thomas bit the big one before he could be around to see this. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Maybe the guy that called before about the people in the what was it, in the auto shop, getting their oil changed or whatever. I think he's right. Anything but the war. Maybe we should just give it a rest, you know?
ABW.
Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Miami. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Very good.
I got a regular question for you. I'm a first-time listener. I've just started listening to your show for like the past 2 weeks.
Right.
And I've noticed this thing. You're a very negative guy. Why is that? Like, I don't want you to brag on me, but I'm just curious.
Negative about what? I started out the show this morning talking about what a beautiful day it is and about the weather is so great here in Toronto and about is that negative?
No, but you're always talking how like, oh, nobody ever calls me and Miami sucks and this and that. I just want
Miami does suck. That's not my opinion. I mean, that's a fact. You better look it up.
Oh yeah, it's not the best place to live in, but I mean, lighten up.
Lighten up? How many shades?
A couple.
Okay, I'll work on it. Get lost. Yeah, you're so negative, Neil. Why can't you be more positive about the glorious liberation of the Iraqi people and all those beautiful pictures of those bloody, butchered troops and babies and innocent men, women, and children? Nah. I'm going to just be an old prick the way I always have been, okay? I like it this way. I want to be Mr. Negative. How's the poll coming? Which of these things will you remember most about? Here's a guy who's been listening 2 weeks. He's calling me, giving me instructions not only on the show, but on life. Don't be so negative. Which of these things will you remember the most about this Iraq attack? The biased reporting, cheerleading by the media, 101. First place out of 341 votes. The Iraqi Information Minister's daily comedy, 68. The great job by our military, 54. The thousands of dead and wounded people, 46. Got that in mind? Only 46, 13%?
Okay.
Pretty sad. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, 41. The looting and chaos, 16. The rescue of the POWs, 10. And the Saddam's doubles doing photo ops, only 5. Small potatoes. 10:57. If you drop some small potatoes or any other kind of mashed taters on a carpet or whatever else you schmutz in there, it looks pretty bad and smells bad no matter how much you vacuum. All of that stuff grinds down into the fibers of your carpeting, making them look and smell nasty. If you want your carpets looking, smelling, and feeling just like brand new, and if you want your carpets to be a real machaya, as they say in Hungary, just call my good friends at Dry Concepts because they'll come to your home exactly on time when they set up the appointment. They'll roll up their sleeves and they will dry clean your carpets. Nobody else in the world does this. It's an exclusive patented method. And when they finish, the important part is your carpets look and smell and are just like brand new. And they give you a written guaranteed price before they start the job, so you don't have to walk around pacing the floor wondering how much you're going to get ripped off when they finish. They also do a stupendous job of cleaning your upholstery and your leather furniture, your expensive area and oriental rugs. If you have problems with pet odors, mildew odors caused by water damage, they'll do the same magic on those as they do on your carpeting. Believe me, it's a miracle right on your flow. I've been using Dry Concepts for over 21 years now, and I guarantee you this. I'll bet George and Carlos's life on it. You call them once and use them once, you'll never even dream of calling anybody else again because they happen to be the best in the world. Call Dry Concepts toll-free, 1-800-248-5071, and in no time at all, your carpets will look brand new and smell lemony fresh. And don't forget, they dry in just a couple of hours, too. You're ready to rock and roll. Call toll-free 1-800-248-5071 or log on to their website, dryconcepts.com. And it's a truism. When you call Dry Concepts, you can clean today and entertain tonight.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Howard David's a bitch.
Their songs provided the soundtrack for a whole generation. And now they're finding a whole new audience with a CD that doesn't sound a whole lot like anything they've ever done before. It's the best of Crosby, Stills, and Cash.
Don't you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express?
Experience deja vu all over again when Crosby, Stills, and Cash unveil a whole different take on this classic tune.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard.
It's a CD jam-packed with all the songs you'll want to teach your children, like
I am yours. You are mine. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash for Crosby, Stills, and Cash. You know, we used to sing like a couple of boys named Sue. But now the cash register's ringing because we're singing in a whole new register. You are what you are, and you make it hard.
the best of Crosby, Stills, and Cash. Walk the line straight to your local record store and pick up a copy today.
Oh! 11:02 at 560 WQM. I'm so damn negative. You know what? Would you keep reminding me of that place?
Okay. Negative.
I'm waiting.
Negative Nelly.
Okay. Reuters Afghan official says Pakistan backing the Taliban. Oh, not again. Kandahar, Afghanistan. An Afghan official accused Pakistan today of backing the reemergence of the fundamentalist Taliban militia and of involvement in the murder of 2 relatives of a provincial governor. A cousin and another relative of Kandahar Governor Gul Agha Shirzai were killed by suspected Taliban militants in the Pakistani border town of Shaman on Sunday. While, isn't that what Michael Jackson always says, Shaman? Shaman. While his brother Sheriff Shirzai was also injured. Quit being so negative.
Sorry.
Pakistan's hand is behind this event, Governor Shirzai spokesman Khalid Pashtun told Reuters.
Ooh.
The Taliban carried out the attack, but it happened in areas under control of Pakistan, and we have in the past passed on to them our complaints about their support for the Taliban. Without the support of Pakistan, the Taliban would have been able to do what he said, and he is probably...
Absolutely correct, sir.
The attack carried out by 2 people on motorcycles came a day after the governor's son Asif was beaten up in Shaman by several people, including Pakistani army officials, Pashtun said. He said the shooting was carried out by members of the ousted Taliban regime, which Pakistan backed until the 9/11 attacks on the U.S. The Taliban, as we know, well, we know that. Speaking of 9/11,
yeah,
didn't we talk about those people didn't do anything to deserve their fate, and they just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, both in the World Trade Center and the Pentagon?
Right.
You see the similarities? I'm not talking about the military, but I'm talking about the civilians, the thousands of casualties in Iraq, about those people who happen to be in the wrong
those
place.
Those people really died, those 2,000
at the wrong
people.
time. Oh, that's right. The ones here really died, and the ones over there was just propaganda on the CBC,
right.
the BBC, and
Al
the French
Jazeera
channels,
TV
and
showing the same body
Rayuno,
from 5
etc.
different angles, making it look like a whole bunch of people.
Oh, no. I must have had a brain fart during the break. I was flipping over to check a couple of things out, which the Dow and the NASDAQ are up. Oh! They like them dead bodies. And I actually flipped over to CNN for a second.
Uh-oh.
I want to say it again. Wolf Blitzkrieg is the biggest right-wing suckhole. I mean, it's just unbelievable. What an administration lackey he's become.
Well, with a name like
Colin
that.
Powell fade into insignificance.
Staff report by Ben Brown of the BBC. The CBC's
Get it right,
Paul
honey.
Hunter was at
She
U.S.
can't get
Central
her
Command's
seeds
daily
right.
briefing this morning in Doha. He joins us now. So, Paul, some reporters wanted to know if the fall of Tikrit means the war is over. What are coalition commanders saying about that?
Did she say a boat?
Well, you know, the first way they described Tikrit today was the site of the only significant military operation in the last 24 hours in Iraq. So think about that. The whole country, and that's the only place major military action has been going on the last 24 hours. That says everything's finished everywhere else, aside from the mopping up. So the question, if Tikrit is falling, or as it may have already fallen, does that mean the war is over? It's exactly the question we put to briefers at the briefing at Central Command, and we put it to Brigadier General Vince Brooks. Here's some of what he had to say.
What's your question? We know that there are still some places where we have not accounted for all military activity. There are also places inside the country we've not physically gone to yet. And that has to.
Oh, that must be where the weapons of mass destruction
That's
are.
right.
Wouldn't you think?
Of course.
Here's a call from Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Mr. Negativity, I should say.
Right.
Hey, listen, it's only just coming out, but I think the largest crime, even worse than the killing and death of all of the civilians, is the crime on both sides where the citizens and all were allowed to loot both the library and museum of antiquities this weekend, and completely destroyed everything of value and worth to mankind.
Well, I think that the lives of the people who died and were butchered up are worth more than the things, the artifacts you're talking about. But that's got to be a close second. Billions of dollars worth of irreplaceable artifacts, some as old as 7,000 years old.
Exactly. No, I'll go with you there. Lives are more important, and it is the fault of both sides. First of all, the people should have realized the worth of what it was. But from what I understand, the Americans, Franks and his guys coming down from Bush, they never made any plans to sit there and protect the thing, but they made sure they were protecting the oil ministry.
Well, you do understand that there's no oil in the Iraqi museum.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying. They were protecting the oil
ministry. There's no
ministry.
reason to hook a hose up to it.
So, they had their priorities, obviously, so. But it is a tragedy.
I mean, how difficult would it have been to take a few thousand military police and put them in there once we had the place cleaned out and put them in there, armed military police, put them on every street corner, just like you see even today in many of the cities in Europe, and could have avoided all this insanity. No preparation. They knew months ahead that they were going to do this. This wasn't any great shock. This was planned a long time ago.
Well, Rumsfeld, said boys will be boys there.
Yeah, a little untidiness after the war. I keep thinking of that word untidy, and I keep thinking of all those bodies strewn around.
And one last thing. Bob Arnott on MSNBC.
Right. Who used to be Dr. Bob, right.
Yeah. I got to hand it to him for reporting as far as describing what happened. He's been up there with Hemingway as far as trying to bring the historical sense into and all that. But he lost his objectivity so early into that reporting that it's like, you're just watching me, it's like, okay, I'm listening to the fall of Paris now. I'm not listening to...
Oh, yeah, well, he was embedded, don't forget, and he admitted very early on that he developed this great empathy with the troops there, and he was just a shill.
True. But again, though, on the level that how he did report is quite good, but, he just lost it after a while.
Well, even shills can do a good job. Have a great day.
Take care, Uncle Neil.
See ya. You're so negative, Neil. What's that noise I hear out in the hallway? You think they're coming to get me?
Uh-oh.
I'll let you know.
Is it drilling?
56705. Yeah, they found oil. Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line.
The governing party continues while the Liberals are banking on voters wanting...
Oh, that's that Quebec stuff. We don't want to hear about that. No frog stuff. No frog stuff on this show. And don't be eating no freedom fries, don't be giving no freedom kiss, and don't be doing any of that stuff, huh?
We had some freedom toast for breakfast
And don't be
yesterday.
eating any of them freedom pastries either, or that freedom toast. I do like freedom toast, though, a lot. Here's
Good.
Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to call and say this stuff on the war is great. I don't think you're negative. I think you're being objective as possible. I mean, you're providing common sense, which I don't think the rest of the media is doing.
Well, I try to get simple answers to simple questions from the people who disagree, and yet I don't hear from any of them.
Yeah, that's true.
The only time I ever hear from them is if they want to take some kind of a verbal shot at me, but in terms of answering the questions, they seem incapable of doing it.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I mean, on more lighthearted stuff, I just had to comment on Mo. I want to tell you, Michael Moore's new movie is going to be Mo and Me. He's going to write about that horrible hair piece. I mean, this is unbelievable. You got to cop him, a free cleaning from Dry Concepts to clean up that toupee. You were complaining about it earlier.
They might do a good job on it. They might suck something out of it. Okay, pal, I'll work on it. Have a great day. That Mo.
He's an asshole.
Well, we know that. Yeah, I miss him already, you know what? I miss that bonding. I miss the waves through the window at me in the morning when I come in. All of these things. Him opening up the door and saying, you can't put fake hair on our real hair on our fake head.
Huh?
He had it right the first time. You can't put real hair on a fake hair on a real head. Although he's trying. He sure is touchy about that do of his.
Yeah,
you know?
I had no
really
idea.
Touchy.
You know, if I had known way back then.
When you get to be in that age category, when you get to be in your mid to late 70s and you're worried about how your hair looks, and he's still worried about my pants and about my shirt, like I'm coming in there to be a fashion. The first thing he said when I came back.
Take off those checkered pants.
I couldn't believe it. You let me worry about my pants and you worry about yours. Your pantaloonies, okay? Your lime green pants and your varicose veins. You silly old man, you. See, there you got me started again on a Momeister. My close personal friend, Howard.
Don't be so negative.
Yeah, there I am being negative again. You're right. You're absolutely right. I apologize profusely, don't I?
No.
No. Screw it. And screw Mo, too. Mo, they hate you, man. They don't like you at all. They can't stand you. Mad Dog had a real interesting comment at the airport. And I'm not going to repeat it. I wouldn't do that. It would be bad. I like the Mad Dog a lot. He's a great guy. I wouldn't do that, but it was interesting. I'll tell you before the show tomorrow.
All right.
And maybe on the show today. I don't know. It all depends on which way the wind's blowing.
Go stick your finger out the window.
No, actually, let me take a look, because I want to be positive, even though I am in Toronto. I don't want any of that SARS coming through my window here. I do have the window cracked open pretty good. Going to be 70 here today. Poor little Eva. In case you missed it, little Eva's dead. We're so sorry. Little Eva Boyd. Oh, what am I looking for on this thing? Oh, it's 8. Which is what, 46? It's 46 right now. Going to be up to 70 today. Oh! And 79 tomorrow. Holy crap. See, I brought the warm weather with me. I'm suspecting when the show's over to open up my door and see dozens and dozens of wonderful people out there ready to thank me, lined up to kiss my ring. See, there's that ego again. Big fat ego. Right. He's very negative, a bad guy. I admit it. I'm a bad fat guy. Not as bad as Jeff High, and I never would lie. I'd like to poke him in the eye. Anyway, he's
I need a
nasty.
slice of pie.
Yeah, these people that are calling about how negative. You try working at QM for a few weeks, okay? Let's see how negative you'd be. You'd be running around. I'll tell you one thing. A lot of these guys that give us crap about how negative we are, they ought to be going out to the pawn shops and buying some used revolvers. They'd be over there, shooting target practice at the ceiling, of course, only because we don't advocate violence. But they'd be pretty fired up and pissed off. You know what? Working with a bunch of arrogant butt plugs like we got in that place.
Pissed off gets me fired up when I hear someone say that.
Amen. 11:13 at 560 WQM, your negative station for the new millennium. I'll tell you about something positive. Oleomed, I'm popping it in my puss. Don't I sound great?
Sound just fine.
I sound just like me. Anyway, it's good stuff. I'm taking it for my blood pressure, and my blood pressure is sensational. You know, when I got up this morning, before I even took my pills, my blood pressure was 128/68.
Okay. That sounds about right.
You know.
I don't know from that.
I'm not even talking to you, okay?
One's got 3 digits, one's got 2.
Yeah. One's got a pair. Oleomed soft gels, which you just pop in your puss every day. They contain pharmaceutical-grade olive oil, the best money can buy. Not just plain ordinary pedestrian olive oil, which is, it's okay, but super concentrated olive oil loaded with health benefits. Popping some Oleomed in your puss every day can help reduce the risk of heart disease and high cholesterol. Plus, there now are 14 different Oleomed formulas from which you can choose, for you to be choosing from. Each one combining the finest olive oil you'll be finding anywhere with the vitamins, minerals, and herbals to support specific health needs, from your bones to your blood pressure to your immune system. You just pick out the formulas that are right for you. And now there are 3 new Oleomed formulas, one to help you sleep, one to help you control that weight, and CoQ10 for your heart, which is really great. You'll be a lot more positive when you take Oleomed. In fact, that's why I'm in such a good mood right now. I'm popping it.
Know that the Lord even loves Neil Rogers.
You've got mail.
A cool reply from Steve. It says, "Thanks, buddy." I'll just reply back, "You're welcome." Send.
This man has a problem. He is an email reply addict.
You've got mail.
Ooh, another reply from Steve. Appreciate it. You betcha. Send.
And he is not alone. Each day, thousands of people don't know when to stop.
You've got mail.
Steve again says, "Okay." Take care. Send.
But thankfully, there's help at Replyaholics Anonymous.
You've got mail.
Ooh, another reply. Stop replying. No problem. Send.
Replyaholics Anonymous can help you learn when to say when.
You've got mail.
Another one. You need professional help. I sure do! Exclamation point, send.
Contact your local chapter of Replyaholics Anonymous today, won't you?
I will.
Glad to hear it.
You bet.
Terrific.
Okie dokie.
Okay then.
Great.
Now stop it.
I hear you.
Seriously, stop replying.
Okay.
I love it. Nothing worse than being the last one to reply an email. Right, Lynn? Yeah, in fact, Lynn Samuels just emailed me. She's going to Vegas for a few days. She's going to miss the show tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. I don't think that's acceptable, is it?
No.
So I emailed her right back, and I said, any winnings over $1 million, I get half. And the great part of it is she's the only person I do email with.
Right.
so I don't have to worry about all that other stuff. This is very depressing news. I don't want to be negative again, so if you're one of those people, emotional cripples that can't handle the truth, turn your radio way down low. Don't change the dial because we don't want you to do that, but turn it down like low. Put your finger in your ear. This is from yesterday's Observer newspaper. You notice the newspapers, the print media, have been so much more on it as opposed to the electronic media.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just embarrassing. That's why some of us have to keep watching the CBC.
Through which credible and legitimate local leaders.
See, there you go. A U.S. military contractor accused of human rights violations has won a multi-million-dollar contract to police post-Saddam Iraq, the Observer can reveal. DynCorp, which has donated more than $150,000 to the Republican Party, began recruiting for a private police force in Iraq last week on behalf of the U.S. State Department. I'll be danged. The awarding of such a sensitive contract to DynCorp has caused consternation and constipation in some circles over the company's policing record. A British employment tribunal recently forced DynCorp to pay $175,000 in compensation to a UN police officer it unfairly sacked in Bosnia for whistleblowing on DynCorp colleagues involved in an illegal sex ring. An Observer reporter who contacted the firm's U.S. headquarters purporting to be a potential police recruit for Iraq was told it was hoping to get people on the ground in 2 to 4 weeks. The recruiter told the reporter he could expect a salary of $80,000 plus hazard bonuses. He was offered a contract of between 3 months and a year and told he didn't need to be able to speak Arabic. He had to be a U.S. citizen who had served as a police officer in America, and when the reporter said he'd worked in Texas for a number of years, he was told he sounded ideal. Despite DynCorp's demands for U.S. citizens only, it's offering the private contracts through its British office in Aldershot. Former Labor Defense Minister Peter Kilfoyle said last night, I find it difficult to believe that at a time when bringing law and order to Iraq needs to be handled with delicacy and sensitivity, a private American firm like DynCorp is entrusted with a job. And there we go again. It's not just this president and his buddies and all of their big business buddies. It's that's not a part of what it's all about. That's all of what it's all about. That's what it's about. Jesus Christ, what do we have to do? Put up billboards? Do we have to put it on TV 24 hours a day to get to sink into the stupid masses out there?
Common
And
propaganda.
it still won't work.
Right.
It still won't get the job done. It doesn't penetrate. You've heard of abs of steel. We've got minds of steel. You can't penetrate a man. Rob in Pompano Beach, who at the end says, welcome back, George. See, there's one.
Yeah.
There's a guy that's glad to have you back and not too ashamed to admit it.
Wow.
He says, here's my 2 cents. All you assholes using the terms patriot and patriotism in the wrong context, here's the actual definition. The term nationalist is what you really mean to say. According to Webster's New Universal Unabridged Dictionary, Deluxe 2nd edition, the true definition of a patriot is, first, a person who loves and loyally supports his own country. Second, devoted to the welfare of one's country. Here's the definition of nationalist. 1, excessive, narrow, or jingoist patriotism. And 2, the doctrine that national interest, security, etc. are more important than international considerations. Here's the definition of jingoist. A person who boasts of his patriotism and favors an aggressive, threatening, warlike foreign policy. Oh, sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Rob. And George thanks you, too, because he feels very unloved by this audience that just doesn't care enough to send him their very best. They hate him like poison, and they want him to know it. Oh, you know, we took up that poll one day about what makes them turn the dial real fast.
Uh-huh.
And right there along with you was religion. In fact, didn't religion come out first, Beaner Boy?
Weren't they tied? No, religion came out after him.
See what a waffler, man. What weren't they tied? Talk about riding the fence. You can be honest now. You ripped George an ass while he was gone all week last week, and so did I, but at least I admit it. But at any rate, don't you find that bizarre? Because religion, I used to think they enjoyed that. We've taken polls about that before, but they can't handle it. In spite of the fact that religion is like about 50%, maybe a little less than that. What percent would you say?
About 30, man.
Yeah, of this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to hear from that. They don't want us, they're too emotionally crippled at this point. They don't want to hear us shatter their fairy tales. All that anti-God talk and that anti-Jesus talk and that anti-Jew and Goyim and the Shmata head talk. Well, it's just reality. I realize a lot of you, you're just emotional cripples, little children in adult bodies. Some people just never grow up, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever. Look at Beaner Boy. all of the above.
That's poor nutrition on his part, though.
Yeah, well, if he would stop eating, if he'd start eating chocolate, it would be good. At least put a few pounds on. How can you say that? He said, feed it to the fedayeen is what I think he was saying. Let them gag on it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon Wireless. 192.5 today, by the way. Start marking my weight every day. Make a new list, the one with the beast.
All right.
I'm serious. For the 400th time, Neil said he's serious about losing the weight. You'll see now that I'm here. I feel great. I'm going to lose that weight.
What was that weight again?
192.5. I got a digital scale, so I can even give you. I'm not going to round it back down. 192. I'll give you exactly what it is. And we'll see what progress I make while I'm here for a couple of months. Here's a lady in Kendall. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know how happy I am to speak with you. I admire you so much. I can hardly believe it. But because the things...
I can't believe it either because I thought I was a real negative guy and everybody hated me like poison.
You have it,
I do have it.
You have
Nobody
the
wants
big
it, but
one,
I got it.
boy.
Anybody want it?
Because
no, they're shaking their
very
head
few
no.
people will
They're running.
dare today talk the way you do.
That's
and
right, 'cause
I am worried about you,
That's why I'm far away now.
This is coming where you won't be able to talk.
Yeah, well, as long as I'm here in Toronto, I can still speak, eh?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because this is becoming an American Nazi country.
Mm-hmm, you're right.
And we are the terrorists.
That's
are
correct.
the one, the invaders.
We're the invaders, right. That's the word. We are the invaders. And now we want to invade Syria and Iran and anybody that looks at us cross-eyed.
Exactly. And then we are like the Romans. We finish here, we go there,
Right.
until we grab the whole
We'll pick
world.
and choose wherever, and then we'll make up stories about weapons of mass destruction. That's always a good excuse.
Oh, I tell you, I'm so happy that after all, your blood pressure is so good. You're doing good since the whole thing started. My blood pressure's being high.
Now, stay calm, stay calm. Turn on the funny pages. That'll make you feel better.
But I
Watch
do
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
admire you so much.
Thanks, sweetheart.
You are you really have it, boy.
I do
and
got
good
it.
luck to you, and take
Thank you.
care.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the look job. Boy, I got to go change my clothing now.
All right.
She likes me, okay?
That's our latest offer. 2 teams for $5.
56705. I hope Norma wasn't listening to that. By the way, we are going to be doing a live spot in the next hour for Norma's House of Boys. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Somebody must be listening. I'll tell you that. We got 422 votes in about an hour on a poll. Is that an hour? 2 hours. Which of these things will you remember most about this Iraq attack? We had over 1,900 votes on a poll over the weekend. That's because Carlos worked on it. And Eric. The biased reporting, cheerleading by our media is winning hands down, 122. 29% say that's what they'll remember the most. The Iraqi Information Minister's daily comedy, 78. He definitely should be doing our morning show. You notice how fast he vamoosed, by the way?
Yeah.
He was absent for his daily meeting. Oh, I better do the... don't get panicky. You see that? Well, no, I saw that I was getting behind, and so it just, my finger fell right on that thing. I bet you went into a cold sweat, too.
Nah.
I was just reaching for my coffee, and I hit that thing. See? 28 past 11 at 560 WQMC. I'm getting much too worked up now. We got to take the breaks. The important thing is the commercials, boys and girls, not all of this other flipperous stuff. Hey, listen, if you're in a dead-end job, if you want to improve your life while you still have one, call our good friends at Fast Train. Get trained for a real job in the computer industry because these people are making serious bucks. I think Carlos is the only schlepper in the whole business. Unless you're hiding under the desk and cruise missiles are falling all around you and you got cluster bombs at your feet, there's no excuse anymore. Call Fast Train at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. The good news is no matter when it's convenient for you, they have classes. They have day, evening, and weekend classes, and they got locations all over town, so there's bound to be one nearby where you live. They have locations in Miami, Kendall, Pembroke Pines, and Fort Lauderdale, so there's bound to be one close by you. So if you want to get yourself real training in just 4 short months, you can do it, by the way, and get out of your dead-end job and start making a big, fat, impressive paycheck so you can really have a life. Here's the thing to do. Call Fast Train today. There's no obligation. They'll explain it all to you. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. And don't forget to register at FastTrain.com to receive your free American flag bumper sticker. Wave it in the breeze and the flag, too. Pick up that phone and call them today. 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
To Vice Marshal Gary.
Yes.
Much better. The Bush administration to be respected.
Administrations to be respected.
Very good. You may continue. No tricks.
The American public is such that they're willing to take action if we can demonstrate that it's against terrorism, and the administration, I'm sure, will make that connection or attempt to make that connection. And given how easily this war has gone, I mean, first Afghanistan and now Iraq, yes, we suffered casualties, but not massive casualties. I think the American people want to feel safe, want to be protected. They want to know that their government is doing something and taking the fight to the enemy. So I don't think it would be very hard to persuade enough Americans that action against Syria is required.
And I missed the best part of what he was saying is that they'll use the same tactics that they used before and convince the public that this is, just part of the war on terrorism. And the Congress and the public will say, yeah, sure, whatever you say. Syria next, and then let's make a list. All the countries are going to invade. Put Canada way down there, please. Let me know when you're coming. Mexico, Venezuela, right. Puerto Rico, huh? The Aleutian Islands. Oh, that's right. That's part of the U.S. Well, whatever. Nantucket. Just say 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Actually, I missed the best part with this guy from the Cato Institute. Remember Cato and the Green Hornet? Right. Here's a call from South Miami. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Very well, thank you.
Love you, man. Love you. I got a question for you because I need your advice.
Yes.
I went to the office of Bert Tannen the other day.
Mm-hmm. Did he put you in a coma when he started speaking to you?
I'm sorry?
I said, how did it work out?
Well, I haven't done the program yet. I just went to check it out, and I did see your picture on the wall.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, how did it go, and should I go further with
He's
the
great.
program?
He really is good.
He really is good.
Well, the only reason I stopped going to Bert is because I moved, and he's way down there in Kendall. Mm-hmm. And I just I'm too lazy to drive all the way down there. He's good though.
He's a very nice man. Yeah.
Once you meet him, I mean, he's a great guy, but he's got that deep voice. But just because he's so boring, he's so boring that he can put you into a coma without even hypnotizing you. So he's good. I like Bert.
But it will make
What are you going for? Smoking or weight or what?
Weight loss. I'm a big fat heifer now, and I got to do something.
No, it does work because he got me away from the sweets. He got me away from all that craving, and if I would have kept going, I'd probably still be alive.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Neil. Love you.
Good luck, man. Good luck. Say hi to Bert.
Sure.
He's a good guy, Bert Tannen. I mean, very boring. But if you're going to be a hypnotist, that's the best time to be boring, right? You will fall asleep now. Like some of the shows we have on the weekend on QAM, especially, like the big. Oh, he's just, let me say it again. I like him. He's a good guy. He never stole a freight train, but and it seems to me, maybe it's just my bad luck, but we have him on like all weekend long in between the ESPN droppings. You got about 5 minutes of Joe Rose, and the rest it's the big, he must work really cheap, you know?
Yeah.
No, he's a good guy, but he's just so terminal. God, is he ponderous. Well, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you're a great guy. Starting next Monday, the former Iraqi press secretary, information minister, whatever his title is, he's going to be doing mornings with the big on QAM. He was a panic. The best scene of him was the last one, where he was standing right by the Palestine Hotel.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There's nothing going on here. We have everything under control. And you can see the gunfire in the back and the clouds of smoke in behind him. Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. There's everything under control. We will kill them all. We will tear out their hearts. We will kill. It was just incredible. I guess he knew how to say the right things to stay alive.
Right.
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Deerfield.
Like I said, here's Deerfield Beach.
Okay. Hey, is Michael Moore a faggot like you?
Yeah. His wife thinks so, too. Same as the guy from Naples. That's the new deal going around. Yeah, he's from Deerfield. No, as a matter of fact, he's very heterosexual. I know that has a lot to do with it. Martin Sheen, is he a fag?
No.
And Susan Sarandon, is she a dyke?
No.
No, and Tim Robbins?
No.
Same thing. And there's our first pro-war call of the day. I'm so proud of you, sir. I'm so proud. I'm as pleased as punch that another guy that disagrees with me, that's the best he can do, you know, is come up with this great shot, this great attack of...
You're gay.
Wow. You know how many straight people they have here in Toronto?
About 30, man.
I think you're right. That's the great attack. Is he a fag, too? No, Michael Moore is very happily married, is what he told me. And his book is selling like hotcakes, and he's got the balls to tell it exactly like it is. But you continue goose-stepping along, pal. We'll be the first ones to come there. You'll be begging for us to get your ass out. And the answer will be, no. Have a good time on the inside. Hey, do you have $2,000 or more on a credit card? If so, listen, put your ear to the radio. Dedicated Consumer Counseling will help you. It'll cost you nothing. Dedicated is a non-profit company that will contact the companies you owe money to, and they can cut your payments in half. Call 1-800-4-NO-DEBT. That's 1-800, the number 4 and the letters N-O-D-E-B-T. Dedicated will help your interest rate, eliminate late fees, and save your credit and cost you nothing. The bank pays Dedicated, and you pay zero. So if you're tired of battling credit card debt, call Dedicated at the number 1-800. Let me try it again. At 1-800, the number 4, no debt. Got that? It's kind of complicated. You got it?
Got it.
1-800, the number 4, N-O-D-E-B-T. Call now and find out how Dedicated can help you out. You got nothing to lose. If you've had it with credit card debt, high interest rates, and late fees, give Dedicated Consumer Counseling a try. They'll be handling it all for you from there. Call Dedicated right now, 1-800-4-NO-DEBT. And don't forget, it costs you Zippo. Call 1-800, the number 4, no debt for Dedicated Consumer Counseling, and they'll do it for you.
Live and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
Paul, it's time for the WQAM Beauty and the Beast contest. Let's meet our Beast judges, starting with the illustrious Greg Reed.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, our next judge needs no introduction. I'm sure you're all aware of our wonderful morning show.
All right, out of my way, Dapper Dan.
Well,
now, without any other further ado, I'll announce the winner of the Beauty and the Beast contest, so I can get out of here and go home. All right, give me the goddamn envelope.
Here's your envelope.
And the winner is Bachelorette number 1. Okay, Beast.
I am the Beast.
You fat little toad. Behind that curtain is your date. Is it going to be Bachelorette number 1 or Bachelorette number 1?
Let me say number 1.
That figures you can't think with all that fat in your head.
No, wait a minute. Oh, you're like a bother to me. Give me a minute here. I can't think. Number 1.
Make up your mind, will you? Make up your mind. We don't have all time here. All right, Beast, meet your mystery date. Sport Hole Radio Program Director, Clarence.
Oh, I was hoping you'd pick me. Well, I always thought you were kind of cute. Maybe later we can talk about sports. You said sports. Oh. Stop it, Clarence. I am the Beast, and you're biting my arm. Stop it.
All right, you two mullet heads, knock it off. Hit in the back of the van.
What for, Mo?
'Cause you won, you moron. Now I got to escort you on a date to the Crazy Horsey Sauce strip joint. Here we are, kids. Go have a good time. Hey, where's all the broad?
It's a gay club, Mo.
Well, no wonder it looks like our audience in here.
You mean Neil's audience?
Not that backstabbing pipe smoker.
What's that?
Sports.
I can't hear you. Music's too loud. What was that?
Sports.
What?
I said sports.
Sports?
Sports.
11:46, 14 till noon. We got the Mad Dog at 1. Hank is at Shula's with the show at 3 o'clock. 6:30, Marlins on Drek.
Actually,
pregame
excuse
show.
me.
Yes?
Don't mean to interrupt.
Go right
Hank
ahead.
is under the weather. Josie will
Hank
be
is
filling
under
in
the
for him.
weather. That's what happens when you don't come in and consort with me about hockey. Joe Zagacki is on again today? He was just on Friday.
Oh my! Oh my!
Now, is Joe going to be doing the show at Shula's?
I don't know.
I'm sorry to ask you such a tough question.
Oh my! Oh my!
I don't think they'll let Joe do the show at Shula's. They don't want to see him. No, he probably will. And then we got the Marlin game. Marlins and the Phillies at 7 o'clock tonight. Eddie K. following the game, and our good, close personal friends who used to be really good guys, Joe and Mark overnight, 2 to 6 in the morning. And then, of course, it's our real close friend, the Momeister, from 6 to 9, because 3 hours is more than enough for that old man.
Joe
Now,
will be
speaking
in
of-
Shula's.
He what?
He will be in Shula's.
That's what I just said.
I know.
You're starting to get, like, pretty pushy now. What the hell happened with you?
George is, like, goading me, making me say stuff.
Why is that? Oh, so in other words, it's not bad enough he's interrupting me all the time. Now you're going to do it too? That's great. I'll just sit back and let you guys talk. Pop, 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 pop. You're getting like the rim man.
Good one. He's trying to get me fired now.
Oh my! Oh my!
He started that last week when you
3
weren't
hours.
around. He started last week when you weren't around.
I understand.
But anyway, speaking of, will you shut up for just a second? Jeez, I think he's got a point. Listen to me. Last week, I'm going to the, where the hell was I going? I'm driving home. And Josie on Friday, guess who called him? I'll give you 50,000 guesses. Professional Catholic, psychotic ass.
Dennis.
Yeah. Who was whining about, because there was some scandal at FSU with another football player, and Joe was going on about that. And here's, and he finally hung up on him. Yeah, nice going, Joe. I always told you that Josie had some great hidden abilities, huh? Always, seriously. He hung up on his ass, and I thought, I was high-fiving myself in the car, kind of like weaving on the road a little bit, but I was high-fiving myself in the car. Nice going, Joe. You're the best.
Oh my! Oh my!
So the Humper's under the weather again? He's sure been sick a lot lately. Push the food away, okay, Humper? Push it away a little bit. That's probably why he didn't show up when I was there. He doesn't want me to see his girth.
Oh, no.
Now, I could be wrong about that, but he's probably a little bit, because I try to embarrass him into like losing an ounce or two. He just won't do it. He won't do it. Oh, they got one of the Iraqi Democratic Opposition guy on here on CBC.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the opposition groups are very suspicious of this Ahmad Chalabi that we stuck in here to be the head honcho, and this embezzler from Jordan.
For coalition forces need to show that they are genuine about democracy.
Yeah, he's talking about this is your idea of democracy, sending a crook like this who hasn't been in our country in 48 years. This is democracy, and that's what they're saying. I just mentioned these things in passing. I don't want to be negative. This was a wonderful liberation of the Iraqi people, the ones who are still alive. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I was wondering, had you had a chance to speak about the Dr. Atkins?
Yeah, he didn't die, did he?
No, he was in a coma.
Still in a coma. I did mention that, yes.
Okay.
You saw how it happened, didn't you?
He slipped on a patch of ice.
Yeah, he slipped on the ice on the sidewalk. He was walking to his office last week, and he slipped on a patch. I hit his head right on the sidewalk.
Gee, and I swear to you, I was reading out of the Herald where it said one of his spokesmen, Rothstein or something was last name, said that his chances for survival were slim, of all words to use. I mean, that's not funny, but I'm just saying the choice of words was...
He said slim to none, not good.
I hadn't heard anything, but what do you do? You hit the base of his skull? I mean, how does that happen by slipping?
I don't know. He just hit his head on the sidewalk. You know, I mean, have you ever had a bad fall?
No, I have, but I mean...
Don't do it, man. I had that bad fall about 3 years ago in Amsterdam and broke a bone in my hand. It's a damn good thing I didn't land on my head.
Well, I guess it was the fact that he slipped. Obviously, he didn't have any. You were able to break your fall. Obviously, he wasn't able to.
And don't forget, he's 72 years old.
That's true too.
I'm just a young pup. Okay, thanks for the bad news. I mean, good news. Have a great day, Dr. Atkins. We're praying for you, Dr. Bob. Of course, what can I say? It's a terrible tragedy. He's a good guy. He's boring, but he's a good guy. Got a great diet. Works for a lot of people. Not for me. No, actually, it is working for me. That's what I do while I'm here. I do that cheeseburger and onion thing. Right. Works like a charm. And then every once in a while I get a little street meat. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. No, see, you don't understand because you never lived in a real big city. You don't know what that term means, okay? Street meat. Now, it can mean other things, and believe me, being here, believe me, trust me what I tell you. Wow. But anyway, No, they have, it's in a
like
real
a hot
city.
dog vendor.
Exactly. See how George can put it into words where
They
the old
got those
pervert
here.
that
I've had to go downtown to fight a parking ticket.
Get out of there. They don't have no weenies there, just the people.
all over the courthouse. Are you kidding?
Do they really?
Every 5 feet.
And they haven't put them out of business yet? Because that's one of their favorite things, the politicians, is putting the weenie people out of business.
Not in this town, baby.
No. Well, let's hear it for the weenie people. Oh! Then the Mad Dog can
Of
fart
course,
up the
if they
storm.
were to wear a thong, see, they're all old, ugly Cuban men
Oh.
selling the weenies if they were to put on a thong.
Well, as a matter of fact, we got an old, not Cuban, but he's some kind of Latino who has his own stand. There's a zillion of these stands, you know?
Yeah.
They got great bratwurst. The Italian sausage, man, is to die for with the grilled onions. Fried onions. Woo! And it's Atkins. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I hope I don't slip on the pavement if I go out to get one for lunch or something like that.
Where are your rubbers?
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. That's right, I forgot there's a lot of that SARS going around and other things. Here's a call from Miami Beach. Hello.
Hi. Hello?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Am I on?
Yes. Yeah, it sounds just like you, sir.
Hey, Neil. You're not really negative, but I see that you keep on going on and keep on ripping the guy after he hangs up. He's negative. All right, fine.
Yeah.
He thinks you're negative. Big whoop.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So I don't think you should be ripping him after he's already hung
So in
up.
other words, after I hang up on you, I shouldn't rip you as being a little punk that belongs in school and shouldn't be calling some great talk show host tell me how to do a talk show. I'm not going to rip you for more than a half hour. 56705. I love the instructional callers, don't you? The ones that you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be saying that. You shouldn't be thinking this. I'll do
Because,
whatever the hell I want to do, punk. It's my show, schmuck.
No, they know
And
how
by
to
the
do
way,
a
put
talk
it back
show.
in your pants, huh?
Look at the ratings they have. They know how to do a talk show.
Are you starting it again?
No.
You know, Carlos, I think you're right. I think it's me and Carlos against the world starting next Monday. The Iraqi information minister and the bookster in the morning. I did hear some of the ball game. Hey, everybody, it's the top of the fifth inning. And it's true. Mark Morgan and Boog Shambi are the same person. I'm Mark Morgan. QAM. He just, I can't handle it. I cannot handle it.
The cradle of human civilization itself. But increasingly, scholars and archaeologists are worried that the current conflict in Iraq might erase valuable links to our own past. And prominent amongst those scholars and archaeologists are experts here at the British Museum in London.
Oh, in London, we don't want to see about them silly Brits.
Commies.
Oh, cannot stand them silly ass Brits. Although the people there, they got their head on straight. But that Tony Blair, I'm sure, too many spotted dicks. 5670560. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Going great. Hey,
In the
listen,
Sunshine State.
you know that Condoleezza song? Where
Yeah.
the guy's, I guess it sounds like he's got a muzzle on
You
his
got a
on his
muzzle
mouth.
on him, right? Yes.
Yeah, I think we should take a poll on whether or not we should do that to George for the rest of the year.
Excellent idea. That could be our poll tomorrow. Good point.
You know, we should just put a muzzle on George, and you know what, Neil? You probably have one of the best talk shows in the world.
Okay, man, we'll work on it. Excellent. See, there, you're right. I'm with you, man. He says, put a muzzle on your little spick ass and shut you up, okay? And we did take the poll. What's the one thing that sends you diving to the radio fastest to turn the dial? Hearing George's voice. You were way up there, man.
Well, I'll shut up now.
I'm sure your daughter voted about 2-3 times on that one.
About 30, man.
At least. I don't have that here, so you're gonna have to keep dropping that in.
No
One more
problem.
time. One more time.
About 30, man.
I heard that first
What?
part, okay?
That was a slip.
Yeah, that was a slip. Well, don't slip it again. Carlos, get prepared. Start warming up in the bullpen. 5670560, pound 5. Going to be some real changes at QAM. Mark Morgan. Do you have any idea what that sounds like in pre-delay when he says that when I'm sitting here in the morning?
No.
It's just, there's just something about the way I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like, just about sends you up off your chair. Mark Morgan is just so spastic. God. But on, what's the other station he's on, Matt? He's probably all over the place. I call them traffic nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he is a nerd. 5670560. This has turned into a pretty damn entertaining show, if you ask me, with that big ego I've got. Even bigger than Donald Hermann Goering Rumsfeld. Who's, he's just trying to clean up a little untidiness after this war. And then we'll go into Syria and we'll kick their ass. We're going to reshape the Middle East. Then our good buddy Ariel Sharon and us. Then we'll rule the world, because then we can split a little bit. What percent do you think we ought to give the Israelis of the oil?
About 30, man.
Here's a call from Boca. Hello.
He should muzzle him while he's on, too, with you right now. So instead of commenting, it would just...
like the bird and the egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Condoleezza song, the original one.
Yes. Won't hear that no more.
Was that an FCC thing where they said you couldn't
No.
play it?
No, that was
corporate?
that was Fox News and Newsmax.com, which is a real right-wing website. They're the ones that start all that crap, and they got a bunch of people. Huh?
Well, what were they complaining about? Were they complaining that it was was it pornographic? Or
No, it was racist. They claimed that it was racist.
Oh my God!
And you know what? We know what great civil rights people the right-wingers are. They claim that.
What part of that was actually racist in the
Well,
song?
if I say that, I'm going to be doing the lyrics again. I'm not going to get sucked into that. I need the job, man. I need that paycheck twice a month.
Now, and that's what this all came down to.
And when the part where it goes,
Right, well,
right there is what it was.
So corporate said to you that if you play this again, you ain't got a job.
That's basically true. I think that's a very good way to put your thumb on it.
Oh my God! And you're big time with a solid contract and everything, man.
Sure, hey, listen, I'm telling you, the chilling of free speech and what's going on in America today, most people aren't even vaguely aware of it. It is scary, man.
It is, and I'm a conservative, and I have an opposite view on you in the war, but for them to try to take that away, man, your freedom of speech.
Well, those are the people you're in bed with, man. I'd start looking around. I'd start checking under the seats to see who's in there with you.
I just can't believe that. So it's like, now what if you played it and you just said to hell with that, and if they fired you, would you be set for life to sue them for some kind of bull crap?
Right. I'll let you handle it. How's that? I'll let you play it on your show. Have a great day, man. Okay. Yeah. I don't think so. Not this week. What do you think? Let George play it on his show when he's on. 11:57, 3 minutes till noon. Let's start that this year. George had a close enough shave last year, okay, and this year he's bleeding already. Where are the bargains, you might be wondering? I'll tell you, the bargains are at the Swap Shop. Boy, what great memories we have of that joint. Over 88 acres chock full of bargains from indoor and outdoor vendors. Speaking of vendors, the Swap Shop is the busiest retail location in the world before daylight, and at night the Swap Shop has the world's largest 13-screen drive-in movie theater featuring great first-run movies. Why do so many people shop at the Swap Shop? Because no place else can you see millions of dollars worth of brand new, brand day merchandise at flea market prices. And everything you buy at the Swap Shop is guaranteed. Free admission and free parking every day, 7 days a week. The Swap Shop is the cheapest place in the world to shop every Thursday. Be a free buyer or free seller every Thursday. Free garage sale space before 5 a.m. and Mondays like today all day long. All of these things and lots more waiting for you at the world-famous Swap Shop on Sunrise Boulevard between I-95 and the Turnpike. Call 954-791-SWAP. And whatever you do, don't miss the free $1 million three-ring circus 7 days a week. You can smell the waft of that about 20 miles down the road. At the Swap Shop, 954-791-SWAP. Say to my good friend Preston and his hen.
My and local. This is Sports Radio 560. QAQAM.
This is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Yes.
It's the ball drop on Times Square, but no one wants to miss a minute of coverage of the war on terrorism.
My bad. Huh? Oops. Well, no, I was listening to something and I got distracted because there was a very important news story on the news about the Iraqi information minister. Not.
This New Year's Eve, most Americans want to watch the ball drop on Times Square, but no one wants to miss a minute of coverage of the war on terrorism. Now, there's a way to watch both.
This is CNN.
It's CNN's Rockin' New Year's Eve with your special host, Downtown Aaron Brown.
I'm Downtown Aaron Brown, and I'm kicking it live from the CNN studios in New York. Joining me is Judy Woodruff from CNN Party Headquarters in Atlanta. Judy?
Thank you, Downtown. Let's get right to the latest New Year's developments live via satellite from Kandahar with Wolf Needs No Nickname Blitzer.
If you people keep it down, I got a terrible headache. Thank you, Judy. It's been a night of heavy shelling and heavy drinking in Afghanistan. Right now, the local time is 12 noon. That means this reporter is already well into the hangover stage of this conflict.
CNN's Rockin' New Year's Eve, because the line between news and entertainment is blurrier now more than ever.
But the good news is Aaron Brown still sucks. Boy, is he bad or what? Yes. He is brutal. God, whiny and with that bad chameleon hairpiece that went from red to dark kiwi shoe polish black. Here's a fax from Dan who says, hey, do you guys know if Bob Keeshan died yet? Didn't he die?
I don't know.
I'm sure he died, Bob Keeshan.
He died?
Look it up on the thing, Beaner Boy.
You got it.
Also, I don't think Robbie McIntosh died. Weren't you saying that he was gone some? Well, you know, we put a lot of stuff on here, okay? We're like the Fox people. We have we reserve the right to lie a lot.
Right. We'll sort it out later.
That's right. You worry about it later, and we'll look it up on the internet to get the real truth. Or you look it up. We're too lazy. Bob Keeshan.
He died?
I don't know. U.S. troops anguish killing outmatched foes. Oh, look at this article somebody just faxed to us from the Christian Science Monitor. Didn't we have this on our website, Carlos?
Which one?
U.S. troops anguish killing outmatched the foes.
Yeah, yes we did.
Yes, we had this. They're, again, faxing us stuff that we had. But it's worth, I'm glad they did. It reminded me. So lethal was the past week's barrage of artillery using rockets and missiles designed to demolish everything within a grid square, 1 square kilometer, that it left Lieutenant John Harrell of the 3rd Infantry Division's 139 Artillery Battalion with nothing else left to attack. Yet, even as U.S. commanders cite dramatic successes, many look upon the wholesale destruction of Iraq's military and the killing of thousands of Iraqi fighters with a sense of regret. They voice frustration at the number of Iraqis who stood their ground against overwhelming U.S. firepower, wasting their lives and equipment rather than capitulating as expected. And it goes on and on and on. It says, for some soldiers, trauma is already sinking in. For lack of a better word, I feel almost guilty about the massacre, said one soldier privately. We wasted a lot of people. It makes you wonder about how many were innocent. It takes away some of the pride. We won, but at what cost? The average soldier is now 19 to 21 years old, says Sergeant Mack. You have 21-year-old sergeants. They're not experienced enough to maintain control over themselves or their soldiers in the heat of battle. They're just 2 years off the streets. We have WIAs, wounded in action, wearing Purple Hearts who are 20 years old. And it goes on and on. That's right. Let's massacre them, and let's go into Syria and massacre a bunch of them, and then we'll find out who else we think has weapons of mass destruction, and we'll massacre them. Oh! Yeah, that'll make you feel better about yourself at about 9/11.
Sure.
And then we'll go into Massachusetts, because they always vote Democrat in the presidential election, and we'll show them a thing or two. We'll straighten their liberal commie pinko fag asses out. How do you like that?
I heard they were harboring Ba'ath Party members.
I hear that they got weapons of ass destruction.
Captain Kangaroo update.
Who?
Captain Kangaroo, Bob Keeshan.
Oh, Bob Keeshan, I'm sorry.
Still alive.
He's still alive. Oh! And who's the other one? Robbie McIntosh?
Mm-hmm. McIntyre.
Does she have one of his computers?
Yeah.
505 votes. Which of these things do you remember most about the Iraqi attack? The Iraqi attacky. The biased reporting, the cheerleading by our media, 142. The Iraqi Information Minister's daily comedy, 92. The great job by our military, 85. The thousands of dead and wounded people, only 77. Tearing down the statues of Saddam, 65. The looting and chaos, 21. Rescue of the POW, 17. And the Saddam doubles doing photo op, 6. The thousands of dead and wounded people, only 77.
Huh.
Uh-huh. I just mentioned that in passing. Here's a call from Kendall. Hello.
Out of touch liberal.
No, brother. Like I said, he won't be on again, ever. Won't be on again, ever today, tomorrow, next Sukkot, 2 years from Pesach. He won't be on his show again. That's the whispering guy, for those people who wonder which one of the assholes it was. It was the whispering guy. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Neil. I'm a college student, and I just got out of my society class a few minutes ago, and
yes, sir.
They were reading. We were going over something about globalization, and I just wanted to know if you agreed on this statement I made in class. And I don't think anyone understood what I meant, but
probably not.
Globalization is imperialism.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Of course.
Well, I just got that from what I was reading and from listening, to you, and I've been reading a lot of books lately about what's been going on, and it just blew me away that no one agreed with that.
Well, that's because they are busy reading the funny papers. All this crap about the New World Order is just code for saying that we're going to impose our system and our will on the rest of the world, whether they want it or not.
I don't know. It just blew me away when I was reading about, what they were saying were the pros of globalization. And I just want one more
question. What do they claim are the pros of globalization? What is that?
We're helping poor countries that were...
right.
Yeah.
We're helping them to an early grave, right.
And another thing I just wanted to ask, if you've ever had the opportunity to read anything by Noam Chomsky?
Sure.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. I began reading stuff from him recently.
Yeah, but you better lock the doors and keep the lights down low when you're reading it. They'll be knocking your door down, man.
I just wanted to say one thing, if I could just read this really quick from this. It's from Harold Laswell. In the 1920s and early 1930s, he explained that we should not succumb to democratic dogmatisms about men being the best judges of their own interests because they're not. we're the best judges of the public interest. Therefore, just out of ordinary morality, we have to make sure that they don't have an opportunity to act on the basis of their misjudgments. Isn't that the same thing as a totalitarian state or a dictatorship where they're telling us what to think, that they're creating necessary illusions?
You understand the Gestapo keeps track of everyone.
Amen. Keep it up, pal.
Thank you, sir.
See ya. There's a guy. See, there's a guy with a brain. How do you like that? We found one. We found a guy with a brain on. Didn't call up and say, oh, is Michael Moore a fag too? That was so far what we've heard from the other side today in 3 hours and 8 minutes. As usual. They're out there. They're listening, even though they would deny it. They're out there. Even though Mr. Trumpet is on right now. Ditto. Oh, and speaking of ditto, you ought to see. You talk about a disgrace. Tom Jicka, who used to be a good guy back before his bald spot encompassed his entire body, writes a column about Dennis Miller. Oh my gosh. And he goes on and he talks about who's the most rabidly conservative of any of the comedians. And he says, now before all you ditto heads start writing me letters, he says, based on the way the country's mood is right now, he's probably the most in line. I mean, talk about apologizing for a bunch of crap, and also has to apologize to the ditto heads. Tom, let me tell you, you're not fooling anybody. And this is a guy who screams and wails about freedom of expression and freedom of speech. Who are you kidding, little Tommy Jicka? You know, George told me about the only good thing George ever did. He told me a long time ago. What I should have seen for myself about Tom Jicka, if I can find it.
He's bloody stupid!
Yeah. Dennis Miller, a real jackball, a real idiot. 5670560, pound 560 on it. And he sure livened up Monday Night Football. I'll tell you that, man. He went over like a goddamn pregnant pool vaulter. Like a squash ball over the top of the Empire State Building. Piece of turd. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. I had recently, I had befriended someone, long-haired hippie type, and you would think that he would be your average war protester.
Yeah.
But ever since back in the election, him and I have been arguing. I could not understand why this...
Who was it, Dennis Miller? He's got long hair.
Long-haired, guitar-playing guy was so brainwashed by the Bush administration. And
Wow.
how Bush is going to do this, and Bush... I showed him pictures of little Haji with his arms gone.
Right.
And he said, oh, well, if it wasn't for President Bush, that's how your children would be right now.
Oh.
What kind of crap is this?
Oh.
You know? And this is so I don't even, as a matter of fact, I was one of my clients. I refused to do business with this guy.
Good for
anymore
you.
because of that stuff. I have a 17-year-old son, and you know what? He's interested, and you know what? I've been having him listen to you. I know when he gets out of school, he doesn't catch all of you.
Yeah.
But he's here today and everything, and I was wondering if, before you go, maybe a little bit of Eisner just to brighten up the day.
Okay.
Sure appreciate it, Neil.
Well,
and,
I'll tell you what. How about a preview?
Eisner?
There you go. Have a great day, Pally.
Miss Condoleezza. Bye, Neil.
See ya. What's her name again? Oh, and the rumor is that she's going to run for governor of California in 2006.
Really? That's true?
That's the rumor. She's going to run for governor of California. And there can be a Chevron station on every street corner. Wow. Let's get some golf from the CBC.
Never played again, but he won his first pro tournament.
All right, let's hear it for Mike Weir, the Canadian boy. Oh! Get that stuff off the front page, you crazy people. We got people dying of SARS. We got people in a panic about who we're going to attack next, and it's probably Syria. We got all of these things going on. We got all the archaeological crap that they just billions of dollars worth of artifacts they destroyed and trashed, and they're worried about golf. They're worried about freaking golf. The National Post. To them, okay? That's my comment. Right-wing rag. 12 minutes past, by the way, did you see who won a Masters?
Who?
And asking a musical question, is Mike weird? Hey, I'll tell you a couple of guys who aren't weird. Well, they may be actually, Tom Lehman's probably a little bit weird, that's why he likes this show. But anyway, you'll love Tom Lehman and Joe Prieto at Hallett Pontiac GMC because they treat you right, they give you unbeatable deals. What's not to like? In fact, they got these deals going on right now at Hallett Pontiac GMC. Neil deal number one. You get 0% financing for 60 months on every Pontiac or GMC in stock. Neil deal numero dos. Get up to a $4,000 rebate on every new GMC and Pontiac in stock. That is correct. Get you up to a $4,000 rebate on every new car or truck in stock. And Neil Deal number 3, if you're currently a GM Smart Lease or Smart Buy customer and drive a Chevy Blazer, an Olds Bravado, or GMC Jimmy, buy or lease a new Pontiac or GMC and get an extra $1,000 off the price. Stop by Hallett and test drive the all-new and powerful Pontiac Grand Prix. Be sure and pronounce it right or they'll kick your ass out. Hallett Pontiac GMC, they're at 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's US 1 across from the Falls, and the best part of the deal is they're open every day, 7 days a week. And like I said, no high pressure, no BS. They give you great deals and treat you like a real mensch. For more information, call the Neil Deal hotline. They'll even tell you what that means. Call 1-888-534-4211. That's 1-888-534-4211. And don't forget, all Neil Deals are subject to credit approval. See dealer for details at Hallett Pontiac GMC, who proudly say, from the mountaintops, we be professional grade.
Live and local. This is 560. The radio's all yours now. QAM.
Hello, Michael Eisner's office.
Eisner.
Yes, sir.
What the hell? Go ahead, finish it. What the hell
Are you doing to me?
are you doing to me? That's right.
What did I do now, sir?
Piglet's big movie.
Yes.
More like Piglet's big piece of pink poop.
What an amazing success. We're so proud of the animation in that.
What? That thing finished 7th, Eisner. 7th. You know how much money we spent on that runty little stuttering pig?
Like $80-90 million.
$93 million on Piglet, and it opened 7th. It's going to take me 9 months to make my freaking money back.
But sir, the animation is.
Oh, the animation is terrible. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, hold on a minute.
Oh, yes, sir.
I got Remus outside my... Hang on, Eisner.
Okay.
Remus! Can't hear you, Bob. Remus, come in here. Can't hear you, Bob. Stop jackhammering, Remus. What the hell are you doing?
Putting in a drainage system, Bob.
A drainage system?
Yeah, you know, a system with artificial and natural drains and ditches. You know, used to drain off surplus water.
I know what a drainage system is, Remus. I don't need a drainage system in my office, for heaven's sake. I don't even have a water fountain. Eisner.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask, how did the Oscars go?
Oh, funny you should ask, Eisner. That's my next topic.
Was it an amazing time?
What the hell? Go ahead, finish it.
Are you doing to
Are
me?
you doing to me? Put me on stage with Jennifer Garner from Alias.
Well, we figured since she's on ABC...
you know what? I figure I'd do it just for the hell of it. It'd be fun. I figure I'd get a little action afterwards. You know what she says to me? I'm married. I can't do that. You're my boss. I don't want to go down that road. Hang on a minute. There's an explosion in my office.
All right.
Remus!
Yeah, boss.
Remus, it's like Iraq. What the hell are you doing to me?
Just blast through the wall, boss.
Remus, stop blasting through my walls. I'm trying to have a phone conversation with my putz president. Get away from me, Remus. You stink like... Oh.
Come on, Blueberry.
Eisner.
Yes, sir.
What the hell
are you doing to me?
are you doing to me?
Well, sir, how did it go with Jennifer?
It didn't, Eisner. I got nothing. 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 She wouldn't even give me a handy.
Well, sir, you are a married man.
You know what? You sound like Minnie. I went home. She said, oh, I saw you on stage with Jennifer Garner. If you love her so much, why don't you marry her? I said, I don't want to marry her, Minnie. I just want to zap her.
Bring it back. Come on.
Remus, what are you doing?
Got my crew, boss.
Oh, get your crew out of here. Eisner.
Yes, sir.
What the hell
are you doing?
Are you doing to me?
So if anybody missed the beginning of the show, Miguel stole George's goods and his money, too, at Treasure Island last Wednesday, and George is pretty porked off about it.
Nah, I'm over it.
12:20 at 560. We're going to be taking that poll one of these days this week about George and should we put the muzzle on. Carlos votes yes.
Yeah.
5670560. Don't forget, who was your favorite all-time obscure recording artist in honor of little Eva Boyd, who died on Friday at 8:59. Little Eva. We're so depressed about that. Here's a call from Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Puppy.
Yes, sir.
This weekend I was at that charity event that they do over in Hollywood. That little skinny guy from the station. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Chicken breast, whatever thing.
Chicken breast guy?
The little skinny guy from the Y100 station morning show.
Oh, Footy?
That Goofy Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this lady comes up to us and goes, "Hey, my daughter's group is going to perform next. Can you do me a favor? Can you videotape it for us since you have a camera?" So this guy, 70 years old, he goes up on stage, he sits in the corner, and he's waiting for them to go. Footy comes up and, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" With his little, lispy accent.
Yeah.
throws him off stage, has a manhandled off of stage.
Really?
Little old guy, dude. What's up with that ego, Neil? What is up
Yeah,
with
he
that?
should have been on the list too as far as ego.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, good
Somebody
point.
needs to knock that dude.
Okay, we'll work on it. 56705, that was pretty entertaining. 5670560, pound 560 this line.
They could consider grounding its entire fleet.
Oh, yeah. Who's
hemorrhaging cash, some $3 million U.S. per day. Cathay later said...
Oh, Cathay Airlines in China?
Yeah.
They're thinking, well, the SARS thing, there aren't too many people visiting China these days. I just mentioned that in passing. Here's a call from Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Pretty good, sir.
Good. Just wanted to make a comment to anybody who's listening and happen to not know which side of the fence they're on right now with the war effort.
Uh-huh.
The United States government did impose the sanctions the last 12 years on the Iraqi people.
Right.
And to claim that we care so much about the Iraqi people,
Mm-hmm.
they're so oppressed and whatnot, when the UN did a report on those sanctions, and in the last 10 years, 500,000 children starved to death.
Right, that's correct.
Based on those sanctions
Mm-hmm.
from the U.S. government.
Right.
So if anyone's listening right now, and you're pro-Bush and you're pro-war and you want to go take out all these countries preemptively, just think about the rationale of this war. This is just insane. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, just another reminder, folks, a friendly reminder of all the misery that we are heaped upon these people, and the reason that most of them are living in such squalor and grotesque conditions and without medical care and et cetera, all of these things, and all the children that just are wasted away. And now, of course, they're going to have that good, clean, fresh air to breathe in Baghdad and all around the country for years to come.
And the water.
And that good, pure water, that potable water. Always carry around with you a bunch of potable water. This is the story I've alluded to before, and I'm just about going to forget about it. Don't do that. Bouncer fatally stabbed in brawl over New York City's smoking ban. This is your world, baby. A bouncer at a Manhattan nightclub died yesterday after he was stabbed in a brawl that police said began when he tried to enforce the city's new ban on smoking in bars and restaurants. Talk about a militant smoker, huh? Taking it just a little degree further? Taken to the nth degree? Dana Blake, 32, died about 11 hours after the late-night fight in an East Village nightclub. Police arrested two brothers, Jonathan and Ching Chan. That's brothers as in kin. Shortly after the fight and charged them with assault. Prosecutors hadn't decided yesterday whether to upgrade the charges because of Blake's death. Blake approached the men about 2:30 in the morning to tell them they couldn't smoke in the bar. Police spokesman Michael O'Looney said it was unclear whether one or both men were smoking, he said. Harsh words were exchanged and the brawl began when Blake tried to eject Jonathan Chan for disorderly behavior, witnesses told the police. Blake was stabbed in the fight, but it was unclear who stabbed him or with what, O'Looney be saying. The smoking ban took effect last month. How do you like that? Can you please put that thing out? No. Militant smokers, baby. We had the militant non-smokers, and now the smokers are getting even. Here's a fax that says, this weekend I tuned into QM, thought I had Disney Radio on. Well, if we had Disney Radio on, you know who'd be hosting all the shows, don't you?
Yeah.
Eisner?
Now, what was that?
Oh, me.
Eisner?
I honestly don't know who it was. It's just, I guess it could have been the big...
Oh!
I normally don't listen to him, but there were a couple of kids spewing about football. I didn't stick around to find out who it was. Yeah, we put a lot of kids on the weekend because it's cheap, and we can't make any money on the weekend on this station. It's desperate. Not sure if you heard it this morning, but on the Mo Show, Steve with a crazy Boston voice called, oh, that's Stuttering Steve. I hadn't heard him in a while, but it was hilarious. With that stupid voice, he was talking up how good the Marlins' attendance has been so far this year compared to last. And the best part, before he finished, asked if they had any free tickets. All right, nice going, Stuttering Steve. And it says, go Leafs and Blues underneath. Okay, Leafs in big trouble unless they win tonight here at the Air Canada Center. Even though the series is tied at a game apiece. They haven't shown up for either of those first two games yet. They've stunk. They stunk the joint out, man. Phil Housley, doddering old fool is what he is. In game number 2.
They stunk.
Yeah, directly handed the Flyers 2 goals on a plate. Hey, Phil, on the end of the bench, up in the stands, in the press box. Hey, Pat, if you play Housley, they were all leaving, walking out. How about some more hockey talk? And as a matter of fact, you beat out hockey talk by a mile in that poll.
Yeah.
The sound of your voice.
I'll shut up.
So what we're going to do on next Monday, we'll have Rimmer on to talk hockey.
I'll call him up.
And Carlos will tie you up and put you in a corner. You can go, mm-hmm. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Have they found any weapons of mass destruction yet?
No.
Not yet, but we're working on it. We're working on planning some.
You know, it's funny.
As a matter of fact, That's why we're going to Syria now. We're sure that they moved him over the border.
Probably. I like to listen to both sides, liberal talk radio, conservative, but it's funny when I listen to like Rush or something.
Oh, that is funny.
No, it is funny, but he actually turned me into more of a moderate because I used to be pretty conservative, but when everything that went wrong on the face of the planet was Bill Clinton's fault, it kind of lost its legitimacy.
And then, of course, when Bill and Hillary were killing all those people and those little babies, you know.
Yeah, and it's funny how they're talking about this left-wing hatred for Bush. What about when Clinton was in there? Wasn't there a little bit of right-wing?
Yeah, I have seen a couple of impeach Bush bumper stickers, and there was that little movement that never got off the ground. But I haven't seen Congress trying to impeach the president yet for an illegal invasion.
Yeah, it's just, it's sad because I listen to you, and it's such vitriol from both sides. I mean, such hatred from both the, they're the right-wing Nazis and there's the left-wing commie pinkos. I mean, it just gets to be nonsensical after a while. I mean, if Gore would have won the election, would it have been legitimate then?
No.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. But I don't think if Gore would have won the election, we wouldn't have done it because Gore wasn't supported by the Nazis, as you call them, who are behind this president. Richard Pearl ain't got nothing to do with Gore, neither does Wolfowitz or Rumsfeld or Cheney or any of those people.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Papa Bush Part 2 all over again, baby. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. 27, did he say you too? I can't stand them, man. That Irish bagpipe music. 27 past noon at 560 QAM.
We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
There's been too much violence, too much pain.
If you're a skinhead or white supremacist, you know that the forces pulling the strings in the government are closing down on all those great websites we've become accustomed to. Well, we still have the U.S. Postal Service to rely on. So now is the time to join the Nazi of the Month Club. For just $8.99 a month, you get the complete history of one prominent Nazi, past or present, the particular groups he hates, and any subversive activity they may be planning. So no matter what the race, religion, or ethnic group you hate, Nazi of the Month is right up your alley. Just call 1-800-PINHEAD to order. Order today and get your very own synthetic Adolf mustache to impress your friends absolutely free. That's 1-800-PINHEAD. Order today.
Iraqi prisoners and terrorists in their country, and saying that he expected that there should be some cooperation between Syria on these points, and he indicated the same kinds of warnings that we've heard before several months ago when, of course, the issue then was Iraq.
There you go. Syria's next, baby. We got our thumb on it, right on the spot on the map. Take a look at your map, just to the west there, right between Jordan and a hard place. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Oh, the story from about DICORP policing Iraq. The facts that we just had, we tell Beaner Boy, let's get that on the website. Do you have that still?
Have what? The facts that first came in on?
Right.
Yes.
No, the one that you sent me. Do you still have that?
Yeah, that too.
Anyway, here's the photographs tell the story. This is from, what is this, informationclearinghouse.com. Is the media manipulation on a grand scale, and yes, the occupation has begun. It says, and it shows the pictures of the tearing down of the statue in Baghdad. The scene looked like the fall of the Berlin Wall, and of course not, because it shows that it says the area circled in red is where the Marines, and I can't read this part of it's chopped off. But the fact of the matter is that there are just a handful of people pulls down statue. There's almost nobody there. But at any rate, just take a look at it and then you make up your own mind. Okay, so we're not going to talk about fascists and Nazis and left-wingers and right-wingers, are we? Yes, sure we will. Well, I'm the one that tried to tell you that a long time ago before these goose-steppers got in and stole the election. I tried to warn you, but no, a lot of you silly old people in Palm Beach voted for Pat Buchanan, who, like you said 2 weeks ago, is starting to look a lot better now. There's Ari Fleischer.
In Asia,
and
the Pacific region. With that, I'm happy to take your questions.
So close to lunchtime, too, you know. There ought to be a law against that. I think that everybody in America should have a button to press when he sees that the coast is clear and everybody's eating as much as they possibly... No, actually before lunchtime. Then we can all lose some weight that way. 5670560, pound 560.
Harry's a fairy and he's gonna get married.
That'd be a good poll question. Is the worst self-hating faggot. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. Here's a call from Delray Beach. Hello. Okay, long gone. Oh, I'm on the wrong line. Like I said, long gone on 9, you know. It is long gone. How's Ernie Harwell doing? Here's Delray. Hello.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Neil.
Okay, thank you. Gay.
5670560. Lots of open lines on this board all of a sudden. What just happened there? Huh? What the hell just happened? Now we're getting little punks calling in because they're out of school today?
Right. This week.
We got Pesach starting on Wednesday. We got Good Friday this week. We got Franklin Graham going to come by and convert all you Jews and heathen bastards. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How's it going?
Yes, sir.
With all this war talk going on, I thought I might mention, wasn't that a beautiful goal Radek Dvorak got in the third period yesterday in that game?
In the game, and I see they won 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched hockey in a while, but during the playoffs, I can't resist it. It's the best thing to watch. I mean, they got one goal, then Dvorak goes on a breakaway. He passes the puck towards the goal. I mean, it was... I started jumping up and yelling, and then
Were you screaming rat attack? Were you doing the rat attack thing and throwing those plastic rats around?
I threw rats, I threw chickens, I threw octopi,
rubber chicken,
everything. But I mean, then it made me sad thinking that he used to play in a Panthers uniform and all.
Yeah, but look at all the outstanding players that used to play in a Panther uniform.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It is grotesque.
Yeah. Yeah, just wanted to call and let you know that Panthers suck, and I still have my jersey and I still wear it, but I just can't go to a game. I don't even know who's on the ice anymore.
I don't blame you. Well, somebody will pronounce the names for you. Have a great day, Pally. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Get that Phil Housley off the ice. Scrape him up. Get that old man back to the nursing home where he belongs. Come on, Pat. Team is folding up like an accordion just at the wrong time. This ain't the time to start playing fast and loose, okay? Because all the people in this town, they're screaming cup. They want the cup. You want the cup?
Nah.
24 till 1 at 560 WQM. Jim Mandich, who I'm sure is going to be very hockey intensive, even though Michigan lost the national, that big college tournament. Got eliminated in the Frozen Four by Minnesota, who went on to win a championship for the second year in a row. Sorry about Michigan, Mad Dog. I was rooting for Minnesota myself. Here's a call from Davey. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
See, George Pataki said we should melt down the Saddam statue and make it part of the World Trade Center Memorial.
Uh-huh.
And then I heard someone say, like, it's sarcasm, like, this is to show the world that Americans can't tell the difference between one Arab and another.
Yeah. Pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Here's a call from Tamarack. Hello. Where the, like I said, Tamarack, where the median age is death plus 10. Well, your people are really worked up today, aren't they? They're all pissed off because we haven't invaded Cuba next. They thought that would be next on the list.
Got to do that before Sirius. I mean, come on.
No. Let's get cereal. Here's a call from Hialeah. Hello.
Oh, there's liberal talk. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, jeez.
No, he's tried not to whispering this time.
I see. A little bit better. Here's Davey. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes, I am.
I listened to your show, man. I like your show, but what's up with George, Beaner Boy, Miguel? They all sound the same, man. They all sound the same.
All the Beaner Boys sound the same, man. It's cut out of the same cloth.
You know?
They're all cut out of the same mold.
Yeah, and the other thing is
they came in on the same raft.
How about the Marlins? How about getting some free tickets?
Yeah, how about it? Call them up and see if they'll give you any. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Now we're getting the intellectual part of the show. I missed that the first 2.5 hours, 3 hours, whatever it was, first 50 hours. And now we're getting the good intellectuals in there. Great. Keep it up, baby. Let's bring them on. There's Zeri Fleischer,
Need not
who says Syria does have weapons of mass destruction.
Seriously about their program to develop and have chemical weapons. I think it's time for them to think through where they want their place to be in the world.
Yeah, where do you want your place? Where do you want, how about our peace in the world to be right on your head, Eric? Cover up that gigantic glaring bald spot. God, does he get on my nerves. 5670560, pound 560. We're waiting for the real intellectuals to call in. Coral Springs, hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Getting back to today, you were talking about that bitch that they put in charge of the reconstruction of Iraq.
Right.
Okay. There was a real good documentary done about the heroes of the World Trade Center. The guy who was in charge of security for the towers, he was one of the former FBI agents that were sent to Yemen.
Right, and he died in the
bombing, right.
Right.
And he was the one that got him taken off the case in Yemen because he was putting a lot of pressure on it.
Right, we talked about that at the time. It was unbelievable that she was the one that was responsible for the 9/11 happening in the first place.
Right, it was just disgusting. And then to know that she's going to be in charge of trying to rebuild all that stuff, it's very...
Yeah, she's going to be the equivalent to the mayor of Baghdad.
right. It's just crazy. And that guy, he had a chance to get out of the building, but he went back up to try to get as many people as he could get out of there, and he paid for it with his life.
Yeah.
So, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Anybody who has any type of, like, cojones, you know, should email the government and say, we don't want this girl to be in charge of that. She screwed up in Yemen, and now what do you think she's going to do in Iraq?
Well, between Chalabi and her and James Woolsey and all of these crazy people, they're putting a real good bunch in there. That alone should tell everybody what this is all about.
Yes, sir, and that's right. The next election, you know, hopefully they'll wake up. Have a good day.
Okay, and you too, and I'll see you in cell number 24 when they come and take us all away. 20 till 1 at 560 QAM.
High and low. This is Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Iron over here.
The temperature is 0. It is cold. It is so freaking cold.
Yes.
And I cringe every time the wind blows. In my pants, something is shrinking. I'm so cold I can't lip sync. That's because it's 0, baby. There's a tingling in my fingers, and my private parts are froze.
Oi!
Fall off. There's a cloud every time that I cough, and my hands are blue. They are turning numb. They might amputate my thumbs.
Unbelievable.
That's because it's 0, baby. I can bear. I'm a red-hot Latin lover. But first I need to be thawed out.
Kind of like Charity on Passions.
Yes, I need to be thawed out.
I bet you still haven't checked out Charity on Passions, have you? Nope. No.
It's 0.
Idiot. 1246, I'll tell you one thing. What we're going to do to get even for 9/11, we're going to kill some. Go into Iraq, kill some people. Go into Syria, kill some people. Go into Iran, kill some people. Go into Jordan, kill some people. Go into Cuba, kill some people. Go into Massapequa, kill some people. Right. Like flat Baghdad, Damascus is located on a series of gently rolling hills. The bombing will be much more interesting to watch. Remember, oh goody. Remember, we have to break a few eggs if we're going to make an omelet. I love that line. Oh, and the good news is hold on to your seat tight. All oil fields in Iraq are now controlled by the coalition. Yeah. There's the good news. That's what we've been waiting for, that report. U.S. troops report that all oil fields in Iraq are under control of the coalition. Says Neil God, I'm sitting here in my Jazzy with the biggest smile on my face in years. He's got a smile on his puss and his face too. In 1997, I lost track of you and I became embroiled in a bitter divorce and moved. I used to listen to you. Hey, listen, don't do it again, Michael. Don't get hooked up with them nasty, smelly bitches. Just ask George, he'll tell you. I used to listen to you while making my deliveries for my business, and no sucking up here. It always made my day. In 2000, did you read this?
Yes.
In 2000, I lost my right leg above the knee due to a blood clot from complications of surgery. A special note to you, don't take Vioxx. It causes massive bleeding without notice in some people. Well, that's just what I eat now. Talk about turning purple. And in addition to which, Dr. Dick, or Dr. whatever the hell his name was, he actually gave me Vioxx at one time, and then I read the, anyway, it says now I have only one leg and a half and a quarter. What? What does that mean? Only a leg and a half and a quarter. Do you know what that means?
No.
It means he's got 25 cents, I guess. And I'm confined to my home most of the time. Sorry to hear that, Mikey. Alas, while searching the internet, I found you again, and Neil God, it's great to hear you again, he says.
Neil God.
I met you once at a promotion in Clearwater. Are you doing any things this way soon?
No.
No. But hang in there, Mikey. Good luck to you, pal. I'm glad you found us, and we found you. Isn't that sweet? I mean, it's not sweet, the news about his leg and Vioxx. Right. But if they're going to start popping all this crap in your mouth because you're a doctor, you're butchers down there in Florida, which most of them are, Boy, thank God for my good close friend, Dr. Hamp, man. She is great. Oh, you don't know. That's right. I went and saw her again before I came back here.
Well, good.
And she looked in my nose, and she said, she looked all around.
Good God Almighty!
Yeah, that's what she said. My deviated septum is like, she said, it's like crooked as a road map. It's all over the place. It's as crooked as the U.S. government. And asked me if my left ear is opened up yet.
Has your...
No, but I'm working on it. And that Allegra, I'm taking like more Allegra now, and I think it's helping me real good. And I feel great, man. It's going to be 70 today here in Toronto and 79 tomorrow. And at the least, well, I just mentioned that. I know you don't care. And the chicks, too. All three of them.
Really?
No, there's a bunch. 608 votes on the poll. I bet you Carlos is pretty excited about that. We had, what did we have on Friday? Kept asking his, wow. Which of these things will you remember most about this Iraq attack? We asked on NeilRogers.com today. We still have those gross pictures on there, which everybody does need to see, whether you like it or not. So you can get a real good idea of what war is really all about, as opposed to this very sanitary thing with all these glorious photo opportunities and with just a number of statistics on a page. I know it's terrible to say, but we invaded them. They weren't going to invade us. They weren't any threat to us. They weren't any threat to the Brits or anybody else. And we still haven't found any weapons of mass destruction.
We found some pesticides, though.
We did find some pesticides, so if we're bugging the people, we can, eliminate that.
Hey, they could have sold those to the terrorists, and they could have put them in our water.
That's a good point. And, of course, they could have put it in their water if they had any. 609 votes. The biased reporting, the cheerleading by our media, 178 say that. 29.2%. The great job by our military, 108. The Iraqi Information Minister's daily comedy, 105. The thousands of dead and wounded people, 93. That should be number one by a mile, of course, but you're insensitive bastards. We understand that. Tearing down the statues of Sodom, 78. The looting and chaos, 23. The rescue of the POWs, like the 7 we got yesterday, 17. And the Sodom doubles doing photo ops, only 7. I guess Clown Sodom he ain't going to get hired. But the Iraqi Information Minister, Willow, I'm telling you, he was a hoot. All Letterman and Leno and everybody, they're doing routines about him. He's great. He'd be the best, man. Put him on TV, okay? He'll tell you how great President Bush is, that he's a rocket scientist.
He could work for them, right?
Exactly. Do you have $2,000 or more on a credit card? If so, listen to this. Dedicated Consumer Counseling will help you, and it costs you nothing. Dedicated is a non-profit company that will contact the companies you owe money to, and they can cut your payments in half. Call this number, please. Do yourself a favor. Call 1-800-4-NO-DEBT. That's 1-800, the number 4, and the letters N-O-D-E-B-T. Dedicated will help you cut your interest rate, eliminate your late fees, and save your credit and cost you nothing. The bank pays Dedicated, and you pay zero. So if you're, like Enrique said, zero. So if you're tired of battling credit card debt, call Dedicated right now, 1-800, the number 4, and no debt. That's
no
debt. Call and find out how Dedicated can help you out. You've got nothing to lose. If you've had it with credit card debt, high interest rates, and late fees, give Dedicated Consumer Counseling a try, and they'll handle it from there. Call Dedicated right now, 1-800-4-NO-DEBT. And don't forget, it costs you, as they say in the showbiz, zippity-doo-dah. Call 1-800, the number 4, and no debt for Dedicated Consumer Counseling.
Live and local. We're Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Oh, you're so big.
The Middle Eastern world will be exploded. Saddam had people killed with the gas that we sold him. First time aggressor nation and the only one that's going. Now more blood will be spilled to get that oil flowing. Forget about Korea and the nukes they're toting. And the right wing is drilling it over and over into our head that Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction.
Me estoy muriendo aquí.
Yeah, but wait a second.
3,000 people killed are now forgotten. Let's exploit them instead. Hey, there's oil to be gotten. Going after Saddam to placate Osama. There's no longer mention of the name Bin Laden, but no one seems concerned, all comfy and complacent, believing every word of this cartel administration that controls us by fear through media manipulation. And the right wing is drilling it over mass destruction. The loss of civil rights is the price that we're paying. We're all suspects now, Nazi Ashcroft is saying. I have nothing to hide, table talkers all are saying. Blind, obedient cattle don't have any reservation. Without unprovoked battle and world annihilation. Old regimes must fall and Halliburton installed with no objection at all. Democrats don't have the balls and the right wing is drilling it over and over into our brainwashed heads. Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction. Only Iraq has some weapons of mass destruction.
Oh my God.
Okay, now listen, let's make a list of all the countries in the world that have weapons of mass destruction, we think, or we're pretty sure, okay?
Okay.
France.
Right.
Germany.
Right.
Russia. China. North Korea.
South Korea.
Luxembourg. Netherlands.
Andorra.
Finland. Greece.
Canada.
Italy. Mexico. Oh, Canada, we don't have any. Mexico.
I think they're in your apartment.
Venezuela. Yeah, I have weapons of gas destruction right here, right on my seat. How do you like that? Take that, you little spick bastard. Anyway, that seems to be the new thing, and this guy that was on there before was talking about, well, you know, all they got to do is bring up the same thing, and the Congress will roll over and play dead, which they probably will. Do you really believe that they're going to, sit still for this?
No.
Yes. Huh?
How many times is this line going to work anyway?
Anyway, we've got a man of great stature from coast to coast coming up next. Ran into him at the airport at MIA yesterday. He's coming in from Detroit. I'm leaving for Toronto, and there he is with a look on his puss. Man, talk about green lizards. Seriously, we're getting a new name for him. You know Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yeah.
We got Mad Dog, the Red-Nosed Dolphin next.
Bye, bye, bye!
Yeah.
The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
My vagina really gets my panties in a wad.